second semi-final, then the final semi-final between TyRanT and Finland to decide who is eliminated and who goes through to the grand final of the tournament to play versus Aftermath. Next week, I imagine that's probably going to be.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, once again, I'm joined by Ornlu to cast this one. Today, I'm feeling very awake and very ready for this set of games.
Glad one of us does. Need more coffee.
Go get coffee in the pants.
Yes.
But here's the pause we were talking about. Looks like there might be, I don't know, some lag issue with Zuppy, but he's going to fix that, and the game will resume in about a minute and a half. But while the game is paused, we can go around and sort of look at where the players are and introduce them to the world.
Yeah, so spawning here on the right flank for Team TyRanT, we have the Viper in his trademark yellow, playing as the Franks, also laming an elephant from the Max right off the bat.
Yeah, wasting no time there. I mean, look at his point of view. He was actually quite lucky, actually. Look how close Max spawned, and then the elephant also being on the front of Max's base. Viper's getting pretty fortunate with that.
I mean, it's 7 population lame, which is crazy fast. But, oh, sorry.
I was going to say, to be able to just go forward like that and then find that so quickly is well, it's such an advantage because he now has time to scout his own base properly as well without having to spend ages looking for his opponent's elephant.
Yeah, but moving along to the pocket, we have Doubt as the Mayans playing as green in the pocket for TyRanT, and he is a pretty safe pocket. He is right up in the north corner of the map. But then we have Tato spawning as the red Malians on the left flank.
Right, so what do we think about Doubt in the pocket here as the Mayans? What's his play? Is he going to try and fast castle into plumes? Or is he going to try to maybe come forward and support with archers or something like that?
Or we could possibly see eagles from the pocket. Though I like the plumed archer play the best personally. It's one that we know that Doubt has done a million times before. And I just really like plumed archers. I think they're such a versatile unit.
Yeah, until sort of super late game when you're up against like paladins, you're probably going to want to switch into adding some halbs there. They're pretty solid. What's up?
Stream ended.
Oh, really?
Yep.
My game is still going.
I was kicked from the lobby.
Oh, why? What?
What?
Why were you kicked?
Are you still just going as normal?
I'm still going. Maybe you can get back in. What is the room password protected?
No, it's not, but it says these guys aren't even in game.
Really? My game is still going right now. Very strange. Maybe it resumed earlier for you. Was it a restart maybe? Because right now I'm seeing Tato getting wrecked.
Interesting. Tato was Malian's chat, but I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. My game's still going right now, and I guess I'm gonna see if there's a restart within 4 minutes. Nope.
Zach, Viper says here in the lobby chat, why are they taking so long to get back?
Okay. Well, yeah, there was a restart. Okay, there's a restart at 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there was a restart, and again, you sort of skipped forward in time.
Magic.
But, yeah, I think basically because of... Okay, I know what happened there. Because of that pause, you know that long pause at the start? That kept us way behind the game time. And so when they resumed and then eventually... Because, you know, you're waiting outside of the game during that pause time. And then when you get into the game, you have to sit through that pause time again. And that additional time that we waited, they'd already resumed the game and then called the restart. So we're all like twice as far behind by that stage.
That makes sense.
But somehow, once again, you managed to sort of skip forward and you got the stream ended. But yeah, I think that's what happened there.
Well, I guess after all of that silliness, it's interesting that... who called the restart? Do you know?
Yeah, give me just a sec. It was Tato calling Re.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I think. Well, as far as I can tell, TyRanT were the ones to get the lame. Tato was not lamed on his side. He was fine. And the only downside for Tato was that he lost a lot of health on his elephant. Sorry, not on his elephant, on his scout to the elephant. But he eventually kept his scout alive and escaped away from Max, I think, on that left side.
Do you think it has to do with Doubt getting pocket?
Yeah, it's probably more to do with that, but it seems strange that they would use a restart in game one simply because they got Mayans in the pocket. I mean, I would have stayed in game and actually tried to figure it out a bit more, but obviously the players are complaining that we're still in game and want to get the next game going, so I didn't want to stay in and end up getting kicked out of the lobby.
Not like me.
You didn't mess around. You were straight in, straight out.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to restart the game, and there's not going to be much of a delay because we're going in right now, and I'll do the introduction again. Hopefully you're going to get straight in as well. And welcome everybody to the second semi-final between TyRanT and Finland for Battle of Africa. The winner of this best of 5 series will go through to face Aftermath in the grand final next weekend for $3,000 first place prize. Finland and TyRanT, of course, have met each other previously in this tournament in the Swiss stage. TyRanT did get a 3-2 victory in that best of 5, and of course Finland are going to be back looking for a vengeance here, as it is an elimination match. It is a qualification, well, I guess a semi-final match, and the winner goes on to face Aftermath in the grand final, so it's all on the line right here.
Yeah, definitely, and I am in.
Good.
And I will, I guess, reintroduce the players for TyRanT here. Starting with the Viper. Once again, yellow Franks in the sort of north of the map on the flank. This time it will be Tato in the pocket as the red Malians. And that would mean Doubt is going to be on the south flank as the green Mayans.
Yeah, and we did just see a restart being used by the TyRanTs. They only get 1 restart per best of 5, and they've already used it in that last game. And it's interesting that they used it because in the last game that was restarted, Viper managed to go forward and steal a boar very quickly, or an elephant, I should say, very quickly. This time around, no elephant stealing for Viper, and it looks like we might see an attempted steal on the north side from Viles. He's hanging around Viper's elephant. But maybe we kind of speculate the biggest reason for a restart may have been because in the last game, the Mayan player was in the pocket.
Yeah, and that's never ideal. Malians are one of those civilizations that function equally well in pocket and flank. So I don't think TyRanT's too unhappy with that. I think even though you prefer to have Viper as a player in the pocket, as far as civs go, both Franks and Malians work pretty much equally well in flank and pocket, so I don't think they're going to be too unhappy with that.
Yeah, it just seems strange that they would call the restart in game 1, though, and I didn't stick around in the game long enough afterwards to figure out the true reason why that may have been. But that means that TyRanT now have no restarts left for the entire series after using it already in the first game. So far, though, it looks like no laming is going on just yet. Viles is going to see the elephant of Viper on the left side to the north, but won't go for the lame there. He did, however, steal away 2 goats, but that should be okay for the Viper as long as he gets his elephant in here. He can deal with having two less goats in this one.
Yeah, that should be fine for him.
Doubt, though, could see the elephant of Zuppy in the south and go for that, and it looks like he might. So it's a little late for a lame, but it's going to work out for Doubt here if he gets that elephant back home, and that will be the only lame of the game as far as I can tell. So just another final thought about TyRanT right now is that Tato is very far from the Viper, but very close to Doubt with how they've spawned. And on the other side, you'll see Max is very close to Viles, but very far from Zuppy, which is pretty unfortunate for Zuppy, as he is having one of his elephants stolen right now. But Ornlu, maybe we should go around and actually talk about the Finnish team here.
Yeah, you can do the honors with that.
All right, okay. Well, to the south of the map, in the blue, is Zuppy. We just saw his elephant being stolen away there by Doubt. He's playing as the Japanese. In the pocket is the Max, playing in the cyan or teal as the Indians. Very nice pocket civ. And then on the north side, they've got Huns on Viles. He's playing in the orange there.
Uh-oh, it's the Max. It's not a paladin civ, but it's, they have as good of being a paladin civ. It's a boom sieve.
The Indians are probably the better pocket sieve that they could have hoped for here. In fact, I'm pretty sure they were hoping they'd get the Indians in the pocket,
Oh,
and that's pretty good for them. And Max, obviously, as well, being the ideal pocket player. We can't really say the same for TyRanT. I feel like Tato has been a little underwhelming in his pocket games, whereas Viper has shown that he is a very, very strong pocket player. So I think the ideal sort of situation for the TyRanTs is to have Viper in pocket. But one thing you noticed, I think, was that Doubt has pretty much died nearly every game on the flank. We'll see how this game goes.
Yeah, I think that Viper is going to be your ideal pocket, though Doubt is, I think, perfectly serviceable as a pocket. I think just
perfectly serviceable. He's had an oil change. He's
yeah,
okay.
exactly. The Doubt bot. But I think in team games, the pocket player is usually going to be the best pocket players are going to be the ones with just the most mechanical ability, I would say. Like, the best multitasking, the best macro, be able to, go where they're needed and have that sort of, speed, I guess. And I think that Tato is kind of the weakest TyRanT as far as that goes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's always had a bit of an underwhelming performance from the pocket in the games we've seen so far, and maybe he'll try and prove us all wrong today in this one. But right now, we've got a bit of a drush coming in from Zuppy. So far, not killing any villagers, but he is delaying that barracks from Doubt, and he's getting quite a bit of chip damage onto these villagers as well, as Doubt walls them into his berry bushes. But yeah, denying the barracks for a while.
Yeah, that's
Doubt
always
won't
nice.
be able to get his archery range up very quickly afterwards.
Yeah, also, looks like Viper has lost a villager in the north to the what will be a men-at-arms rush from Velez, so that's a nice start for Velez here on the flank.
Oh, I see that. Near the gold? Yeah. He has lost that. But where is... Oh, the 3 militia there from Velez coming in. So Finland quite aggressive here from the start. Obviously with both flanks, in fact, going for a militia drush. So far, no upgrades to men-at-arms, though. But I'd say that both players have got good value out of their drushes so far for the Finnish team.
Well, Velez should have the men-at-arms upgrade now. Yeah,
he does. Sorry, he does. I didn't see that coming in.
Because he went for the fast feudal age, whereas because Zupi had his elephant lamed, he couldn't really go for a fast feudal age, so he just went for a drush into wall, into, I assume, will be just normal archers after that.
Yeah, and he can play a bit more defensively with the archers when he gets up to feudal. But yes, the 3 men-at-arms from Velez coming into the berries of Viper now. Viper should be safe there on the berries, but I wouldn't necessarily say the same for his villagers on the zebra at the back. They could get caught out quite far away from the safety of that town center. But yeah, I think so far the drush from Zuppy has been really effective, actually. Doubt, at the moment, doesn't have enough wood to get his second range up straight away, but he did complete the barracks, which is important. However, his archery range will be a little delayed.
Just to confirm that you're paused, right?
I am paused right now. There is another game pause.
Okay, at 11:22?
Yep, that's right, 11:22.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So Zuppy still has very good health on these militia as well. Like, he could definitely find some more chip damage, weakening those villagers so that they go down faster later on, or even just keeping them busy so they're not collecting resources is very good. But yeah, looking at right now, I'd say Viper certainly looking like he's the furthest behind at the moment. I think obviously Zuppy's score is lower, but once he hits feudal, he'll get ahead. And Viper at the moment, 2 deaths already, no kills to speak of, and only just queuing his first scout out while this aggression is already going on.
And something I've noticed is that Viper on the flank seems to be a little bit susceptible to very early aggression from his opponents. Mm-hmm. I think Viper tends to play a little bit greedy. I think he kind of gets punished for it sometimes.
You could say that, actually. I'm wondering, though, actually, he's right now, Viper, I mean, look at this. He's obviously behind. He's much slower than Max at the moment. He's got 3 spearmen out, and he's got a scout cavalry. He hasn't actually made a scout cavalry from the stable yet. Comparing that to Max has already got 4 scouts out, which means he's already been able to train 3 scouts. Obviously, the Huns being on his team makes the stable work faster, which means he's training the scouts faster. But he is going to be teaming up with Veles here to basically double the Viper on this right side. And with those men-at-arms there to potentially deal with the Spearman, Max has a really good opportunity to do a lot of eco damage to Viper right now.
And, comparing the Max to his counterpart, the pocket for TyRanT Tato, Tato only has 2 military right now, and I think that's 2 scouts. So...
yes, I think so. I'm not seeing the other one.
I see the scout that's near Doubt's base, but...
I see the scout near his base, and I don't see the second military unit for him.
I was just looking at the spec overlay.
Yeah, he must have one somewhere, maybe a spearman somewhere, I'm not sure. But yeah, obviously the development here much faster for the Finns at the moment. And I kind of like that we actually get a little pause to talk about these things because, as slow as Age of Empires might seem, there's actually a huge amount going on all the time that we can't possibly catch it all as casters. But yeah, I like the Indian scout rush so much as well because obviously right now they're in the feudal age. They're saving so much food on every villager that they create as well. And it's just going to allow them to do that fast scouts and then transition up to the castle age quite comfortably too. There we go. The game's resumed. And we're going to... I think we should watch Viper right here because he's about to get doubled.
Double trouble from the Finns.
Absolutely. Although Max is going back with his scouts, which is questionable. I thought they might want to keep the pressure up here as much as possible, but maybe Veles has mentioned to Max that there are quite a few spears out for Viper here.
And as we see Zupi hitting the feudal age here, I think he should just upgrade to men-at-arms, as the lovely Scottish narrator always says, because those will be attacking 33% faster, and they can get a lot of damage done onto these villagers.
Oh, of course, he's playing as the Japanese. Which is actually something we didn't pick up on before, but the fact that he's gone for this rush anyway is really valuable play because he's actually getting use of that Civ bonus quite early on. It looks like Zuppy had to take a phone call and go to the door. No worries, Zuppy. Only like 4,000 people watching right now, but
lol.
You take your phone call, and who knows? It could have been really important. So.
That doesn't mean we can't poke fun at him.
Yeah. I still think he should have taken it, but obviously, come on, man. 4,000 people waiting on a phone call right now. must be an important phone call. But there you go. Max is turning up to Doubt right now. It's always Doubt who ends up getting doubled in the end, isn't it?
Well, it's what you'd expect as Doubt. I mean, just so terrified of going up against the monolith that is Doubt. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do if you don't double him? He's just going to destroy everybody.
And right now, I mean, his woodline has been pretty badly harassed. A lot of idle time, a lot of wasted resources here. And he's obviously also sending his first archers to try and deal with these militia, which have also managed to get a little bit of damage on these archers as well, meaning that Zuppy should have an easier time killing them off when it gets to it. He has done 2 ranges back at home, and meanwhile on the right side, looks like Viper and Tato are grouped together with their scouts to push out against Veles, or maybe even try to hit Max in the pocket.
Yeah, and look at this team wall so early on for Team TyRanT. They're trying to do their best impersonation of Team SY.
Yeah, absolutely. There's only one piece of the map that isn't walled now completely, and that's the very center. Viper even doing some crazy walls on this right side to close it off.
This is not what we normally see from the Viper.
Very ambitious, but I think that's also partially because of his slower or not so great start. He is behind by a villager or 2 compared to his teammates. But all in all, TyRanT seem to be ahead in villagers compared to the Finns, as Viper comes in right now to Veles, and it will immediately have to retreat away as he runs into the TC, and the Spearman there, of course, hunting him down. It looks like Veles is very well walled up. I like his walls. They're quite creative. He's got some flair going on here.
Oh yeah, quite, send that to an art museum real quick. It's just beautiful.
I mean, anything could be considered modern art these days.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But so far, Max is completely walled up, which means that Tato hasn't been able to do any damage with his scouts at all. Meanwhile, the scouts from Max have hooked up with, or went over to Zuppy, sorry, and he's found the Archers of Doubt, but unable to do any damage there. But look at that castle time from Max coming in, quite fast, though Tato hot on his heels at the moment.
Yeah, Tato, I think, was playing a bit greedier. I think he made 2 less scouts than the Max, but of course the Max saving that food on all those cheaper villagers, allowing him to click up at about the same time as Tato.
Yeah, you're right. They both had 34 villagers. Max does have an extra 2 scouts. In fact, he might even have an extra 3 scouts, as he did go up to 9 military right there. He's just researching bloodlines right now, and he's going to be looking to put those scouts to good use. But here comes Viper and Tato together down towards the south of the map, toward the exposed flank, which is Zuppy. He's the furthest away.
Oh, Zuppy's about to get tripled right now.
Player, exactly. We got Doubt coming in as well.
And if there's something we know about the Max, it's that, you know, he'll just happily boom up, play his own game, and then sometimes his flanks will die.
Sometimes, but I mean, he usually redeems himself at one point in the game.
Oh yeah, you know, then because the Max will have boomed off of like 5 TCs and will just, you know, kill 2 people with a bajillion paladins or imperial camels or whatever.
Exactly, he'll have 5 times more paladins than anyone else. Don't worry. But well, not in this game because he's the Indians, but maybe more imperial camels. But yeah, Zuppy's kind of been left to defend this alone at the moment, as Max can't realistically do much with those scouts at the back. He did take a couple of losses from the archers of Doubt already, and obviously with Viper and Tato being here, he doesn't want to throw those units away. It's much better if he tries to counter-attack and do something with them somewhere. But at the moment, Zuppy fully walled will deflect that aggression toward Max, who has just hit the castle age and will now have all 3 of the TyRanT players making a beeline towards his base. Fortunately, Max is also fully walled, and you know, it's interesting because all of the Finns have walled themselves individually, whereas the TyRanTs have gone for much more of a team walled style.
Yeah, and we'll see which one is more effective here. Usually the team walls are better than the individual walls. But right now, the Max will have some scouts knocking at his door. I think he should be fine since he's going to be producing those camels 2 at a time. And feudal age archers aren't really going to be that scary.
Well, they will kill 3 villagers.
Well,
though, and
I say these things.
Also forced Max into doing the light cavalry upgrade, which is interesting as he only has, I think, 6 light cavalry. Oh no, he has 7, so I guess that's worthwhile. If he can actually take this now and defend his base with, what, 1v3, I'd be very impressed, but he may just have the army comp to do it.
This is looking like a Doubt TC right now.
Yeah, it is.
Losing quite a few villagers in the process.
Was it 3 or 4?
I think he lost 3.
Yeah, 3 sounds about right. But okay, Max now going to try and catch out those archers with the light cabs and the camels. If he can kill these quickly, that would be great. But Doubt is about to get crossbow and about to get bodkin arrows, so it might be difficult to get them now that they're backed into the corner. And Max, recognizing that, will have to run away. If he'd have attacked just a few moments earlier, maybe he would have won that engagement. It's a matter of seconds at this sort of level of play, I think.
Oh, certainly. Max does have the +2 defense, so his light cav and camels should perform okay against the crossbowmen, at least in these small of numbers, but definitely not the smoothest start to the early castle age for the Max here.
No, and he's got his teammate Zuppy backing up as well into the edge of the map here to try and catch these crossbow out. Max is Xing them on the map to tell Zuppy where to find them. But at the same time, Doubt's pushing out with another group on the left side, and he's outnumbering Zuppy there. So maybe Zuppy sending a few too many units back to try and defend. Doubt will probably inevitably lose these crossbows.
Sorry, at the north of the map, Viper losing 2 knights for free to this huge, massive crossbowman from Velez.
Damn.
He only has 5 military right now. Velez has 32. Yes, obviously knights are going to be a lot more population efficient than the crossbowmen, but that's never really the ratio you want.
No, not at all, and I think this is the reason why we see teams opting to go for 2 players making the crossbow and 1 player making the knights, or in this case, the camels. In this game, we've got 2 of the TyRanTs making knights here. We've got Viper and Tato going for the knights, and that's why we see Finland with such an army advantage right now. Both of the ranged players have got 35 military each, and that's more than enough to handle knights at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and we also see 3 TCs for Zupi, 3 TCs for the Max, and 3 TCs for Velez. So the Finns are, I think, operating at all cylinders here, going for quite the huge economy, as well as applying the pressure.
Yeah, I do get the feeling, though, that the TyRanTs are going to be focusing heavily on eco this game as well, though, because, first of all, they've already got the team wall, and secondly, Viper's playing very defensive in the north with a siege workshop. In the south, though, we do have a bit of an engagement right now. Doubt and Tato coming together. Zuppy's going to try and back inside of his palisade gate and get his units back to safety. He does have Max just around the corner, so if they can bring the camels in, they might get a nice little engagement here.
Yes, but looks like the cavalry numbers between Tato and the Max are about the same, but of course the Max has those camels, which are going to deal with the knights pretty effectively, and now we have crossbone with ballistics in here for Doubt. I don't think their ballistics
has got ballistics.
Oh, he does?
Yes, I saw him research it earlier, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a university. He did do it.
Okay, yeah. So both these players have ballistic.
But the siege workshop for Zuppy is already up, and he already has a mangonel out. Doubt now building his own siege workshop as well, but Zuppy should have the mangonel advantage, I suppose. But for now, it's enough to push Doubt back, push Tato back as well. And on the north side of the map, I mean, Viper's just pushing out now with 3 mangonels and some knights, but he's so outnumbered. 42 military for Velez. He's the leader right now in the whole game with military count, and of course he's got cavalry archers in there as well as crossbow. Will those 3 mangonels be too much though? Looks like they could be, as that TC is going down very quickly.
Yeah, you got a castle drop coming in from the Viper. He's not messing around. Obviously we saw Viper taking quite a bit of stone to make all of those defensive towers. But will Viper be able to get this castle up in time?
Those mangonels are so scary.
Yeah.
Velez doing what he can to micro out the way. He's got the help of Max to try and take them out.
Oh,
and Max is focusing them so well. This is going to be huge. Viper's going to lose his castle.
Is he?
Oh, Viper. Yeah, I don't think he can get it up. There's too many crossbows there. Oh, Viper, that is painful.
Oh my god,
so much.
That is.
The gate's just the gate doesn't close. Oh, he's closed the gate. Okay, that was very fortunate that he got that gate closed as well. But yeah, Velez going to come in and wall that castle up, and Max coming in just at the right time there to save the day.
Of course, Velez is going to just wall off this castle from the Viper. I would love to hear the TyRanT team speak right now. This Viper, you know, with a bit of a Doubt castle.
Well, I think that they might not be so frantic because Tato and Doubt have come together to hit Max at the same time. Looks like Max may be losing a town center here. He's certainly losing a lot of villagers. He's hemorrhaging villagers right now as that DC on the left side goes down. So that is a victory for TyRanT in my book.
Yeah, certainly. And just judging by the way that Viper has been playing, it looks like Viper is fully aware that he's kind of on his own this game, and it's going to be Doubt and Tato working together just to, you know, work on the south side. And just, you know, judging by all of the defensive towers coming up from Viper, the fact that he's just going for large stone defense, like castles, definitely
he's taking a lot of stone this game. Like, he wouldn't have enough for 2 castles if he wasn't prepared to defend, you know, and be in this situation. But oh my goodness, Max is about to lose another TC, and he has got the camels here, but he's afraid to engage this right now, and so many villagers are going down. This is ridiculous.
The Max down to 61 villagers. That's actually the same as the Viper, but that's not what you want from your pocket player.
Well, I see 51 now, so he's just lost another 10 in the time it took you to say that. That's not good. Zuppy's on the way over, but obviously the crossbow from Zuppy are so slow to arrive that, I mean, Tato and Doubt just gutted Max's base. But if they can kill this army now, if they can catch this army out, then they are in a good position to strike back and do damage in return.
Yeah, definitely the TyRanT army is in deep. There really is no escape option for TyRanT right now. So they're going to have to take this fight and just kind of get the best engagement that they can.
And that's going to be tough. Obviously, the knights are going for the crossbows, the camels are going for the crossbows, but this should be a good victory for the Finns inside of Max's base in terms of military engagement. Obviously, Max has lost a lot of eco here, and if you compare his economy right now at 57 villagers versus Tato's economy of 96, that's a long way behind for the pocket player to be. And as you can see, Tato's already up to the Imperial Age as he loses all of his knights in here.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of how Finland took that engagement. We saw the Max send his camels to the crossbowmen as opposed to the knights of Tato.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bit of a mistake. You want your camels to be attacking the knights and then the crossbowmen to be shooting at everything else. Just trying to use the camels to protect the crossbowmen numbers. So I think that was a little mistake. I think they could have taken a much more efficient engagement.
I think so too. I mean, if he was using knights, then he should have gone for the crossbows. But because he's using camels, which perform pretty poor versus crossbows, but great against knights, I think you want to take the engagement a little differently in that case. But Viper, look at this in the north. He does manage to get that castle up some way, somehow. And, I mean, this area of the map is so contested by both of these players because of the gold positions. But Viper with the castle and the town center now has this on lockdown. And the Tyrants will take the score lead, as Tato will be the first player to the Imperial Age, shortly followed by Doubt, and we're going to have the Malian Cavalier out on the map very soon, as well as a castle in the center of the map as well from Tato here.
Oh yeah, Tato is getting his war machine up and running. It's 28 military, and that is all in knights. So that is going to be quite scary once that Cavalier and plate barding armor comes in for these units, and I think it's going to be really hard for Finland to hold on at this point.
It's going to be very tough, especially because in the south, Doubt is just a little bit ahead of Zuppy. He does have a couple less villagers, but it's Mayans versus Japanese. That's not a good or favorable matchup for the Japanese player, as the Mayan plumed archer is vastly superior to the arbalest that Zuppy is going to be fielding out here. So I feel like this should go well for Doubt in the south, and after, Viper lost that castle in the north and was set back so far, I was worried for the Tyrants, but they immediately got themselves back into the game with that aggression onto Max, and that aggression looks set to continue here as Tato puts a castle right outside on that hill, and very close to that TC, which they've already destroyed once. They're going to go for round 2 right now.
Yeah, Farimba also now in here for Tato, so these knights are going to be doing quite a bit of damage. But
and sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that it looks like I really like the game plan of TyRanT to just not let the Max get up and running. Just keep on putting pressure on him. Don't let the Max get his comfortable boom off. And I think if TyRanT is able to do that, I think they're looking pretty good to take this game.
It looks like right now, Tato's actually coming to converge on Zuppy with Doubt, coming in at the back lines with the Cavalier. Now, what I wanted to say about Tato here is that the Malians, they're not a Paladin Civ, but when they have the Cavalier and when they have Farimba, they are very strong in the early Imperial Age. Look at this. He's going to get in there, and he's going to do so much damage to Zuppy's army. Meanwhile, up the rear, Doubt coming in with the Trebs to take that castle down, and Tato here has saved the day in the south of the map. This time around, Tato has been a fantastic pocket.
Yeah, Tato definitely, I think, stepping up his game from his previous showings in the pocket position. And yeah, these Malian Cavalier are so deadly in the early Imperial Age. They're not quite as good as Paladins, but they're like just a hair bit weaker. So, and of course they come in much sooner than Paladins. And that's going to be GG.
Cavalier is quite cheap. 300 food, 300 gold. Farimba on top of that, and then you're suddenly doing 19 damage per hit with your Cavalier. Not only that, but Cavalier faster than Paladins in terms of speed and attack speed as well. So they are a really strong early Imperial Age unit. And with the amount of damage they did to Max earlier on in the game, Max could not get out heavy camels. He could not get out the Imperial camel because he wasn't even in the Imperial Age. And that allowed Tato's Cavalier to essentially activate and win them the game. I don't want to say that it was just Tato, because at the north of the map, Viper was doing huge damage with his Cavalier versus Velez, and Tyrants will win game number 1.
Yeah, Viper also got the Chivalry tech, which is always cool to see. Really lets you just churn out so many Cavalier as the Franks.
Or with that prediction, I suppose, of the Malay and the Celts coming in here for the Finns. And then for the Tyrants, well, we do see the Teutons coming in. But we'll actually go around and introduce these players and civs in turn right in just a moment. But we are right now in game number 2 between TyRanT and Finland for the Battle of Africa semi-final. And Ornlu, I'll let you take it away.
Sure. So spawning here on the right flank for Team TyRanT, we have the Viper as the Yellow Aztecs, which were the other civilization I mentioned while you were away. For Team TyRanT, then we will see Tato in the pocket as the Red Teutons, And on the left flank, it will be Doubt as the blue Burmese. So 3 for 3 on that count.
Yeah, absolutely. Burmese here, almost expected, and the Chusans as well, which is one of the civs I really felt strongly about for this map. We have seen the TyRanTs take that before, and again, it's one of these maps that, well, it's one of the only maps, I should say, that has this potential to really wall up and boom and get to the late game with a very large, strong economy. I do have to say, though, looking at the mini-map, before we look over at the Finns, what is going on here?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
What?
But I feel like this massively favors the Finns, right?
Yeah, because they have so much more area in which they can attack Tato specifically, and as well as Doubt here. Even Viper, yeah.
Yeah. It's quite ridiculous what has happened with this map, but we didn't have all that drama for nothing when we were talking about the maps and the potential bugs that they could provide. This is quite fascinating, and I don't know really how much of an impact this will have. It's almost like a path has been cut through the trees already for the players.
This doesn't qualify as an admin re, right?
No, don't think it does.
It's just really weird map gen.
It is very strange. But I have to feel like it does give Finland an advantage here, as it gives them many angles of attack onto the TyRanT woodlines, which cannot be said for the TyRanTs in this one.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you just compare Tato's position to Vales's, like, Vales is just totally safe.
Oh yeah, he's not even... He's behind two separate tree lines. The tree line in the south is extra thick, which is kind of...
Thickest of woods.
The thickest of woods. While obviously Doubt here has a very thin wood. In fact, Max and Doubt, you could drop a tower on either side and deny each other's wood lines, kind of like Hamburger, if you remember that map.
Do I know me some Hamburger?
I love me some hamburgers. But let's just quickly look at the Finns then. We've seen Max already. He's in the teal playing as the Malay on that left flank. The pocket is Veles in the orange playing as the Italians. And then on that right flank, we've got Rubenstock playing as the Celts, as you predicted earlier on.
6 for 6.
Yeah, not too bad at all there. I'd say you were pretty spot on. Well, I wouldn't even say it. You were pretty spot on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just me and Donut. We just have this special connection.
Yeah, exactly. You know it all too well. Already, though, on the right side, a bit of action here as Viper prepares his Aztec Drush. That's quite early, isn't it? I mean, he's already got the barracks up way before 6 minutes 30, and 2 militia are already on the way over. A third is being queued, and who knows, maybe a fourth will be on the way as well. Going to be trying to deny the barracks from Rubenstock here, and he will be successful. That's interesting, isn't it? Rubenstock being...
no loom!
Rotated in. Oh, damn, he just lost a villager.
Oh, that's so painful. Like, we talk about this map being the most closed map in all of BoA, which is true, but in the very early game, you can't really get a good wall off. So Viper definitely putting on the pressure.
Viper did lose a villager, though, already. He is at 1 death, so he's, I guess...
No, that was his Eagle Scout. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Never mind.
He's kept his Eagle Scout alive, so...
never mind.
They're even right now. 19 villas each, but obviously Viper's coming in now toward the berries. He is temporarily housed. A little sloppy play from Viper today. Oh no, he's okay. He got the house up, and he's going to try and hit that wood line back there. Hit the thickest of wood lines back here.
Yeah, but, Rubenstock will get the barracks up eventually, and he will be able to produce some militia of his own, so I don't think he will lose any more villagers. So, I don't know, maybe it's going to be a wash, all things considered.
And it looks to me like, well, Viper's down to 20 gold right now. How many militia did he actually make here? He's got 4. Right, okay, that makes sense.
Did Viper gather 10 gold, forgetting that he was Aztecs? Wait, how do you have 20 gold? Because you start with 150.
He did loom as well, and then he did loom and 4 militia.
Oh, okay. I don't know math.
Don't do math on stream.
Yeah.
But in comes the fight here. Rubenstock and Veles both using their scouts, but the scout of Tato is in there as well. So all in all, it was roughly even, with the exception of Viper having the extra militia. And it looks like the Tyrants there will come out on top. Rubenstock losing all but one of his militia, and both teams losing their scouts so far, with Veles keeping his alive.
Yeah, but one of those militia is at 1 HP, so I don't really think they'll be able to get too much more done, maybe just a bit more idle time. And Veles and Tato will actually be the first players up to the feudal age, both as the pocket, interestingly enough.
Yes, and the flanks are starting to get walled up a little bit. On the left side, Max has made a rush, and it looks like he's killed one unit so far, but somehow... sorry, no, he's killed 3 units and only lost 1, so things have gone very well for Max on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it looks like he killed all 3 militia of Doubt, but, you know, that's probably not going to be too consequential. You know, the militia can just work away at this dock a little bit.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, he's been walled out now, so obviously Doubt won't suffer any eco-idle time or anything like that. He might have to repair the dock, but all in all, the left side is completely walled up at the moment. And on the right side, the defense was there from Rubenstock. He did get an extra militia out to help defend, but he did clean up Viper's militia in the end.
Also, worth mentioning, this is Rubenstock in this game, not Zupi.
Yes.
So Finland did go for the substitute, and I think that's the first time we've seen a mid-match substitute from Team Finland.
Maybe, I can't remember. There's been a lot of games,
yeah,
and I can't remember who played necessarily in each one. I can generally remember the outcomes and all that, but actually who played is a different story. So yeah, right now the wall of Viper is up. There is no wall from Rubenstock just yet, but he is working on it. And it's going to be a little awkward for him to wall this. He's going to probably try and... I don't know how he's going to do this, actually. These shallows make it very, very challenging. He's going to have to wall across the right side, and then somehow wall behind Viper's palisades to plug those holes as well.
Yeah, but I think he can do that no problem. You can see where he's putting down the palisades, and he just needs to put one right in front of the palisades of the Viper, and then he'll be fine.
Yeah. Should be fine there, and he'll get his wall off done.
I'm definitely interested to ask you, what civilizations do you favor in this map scenario? Because we are likely going to see the late game play out here.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Probably, I'd say the Tyrants in this one, like for the late game. The Aztecs and the Teutons, great siege. And for the Finns, they only have the Celt siege to really rely on here.
Only the Celt siege.
Only the Celt siege, but I feel like, well, Aztecs and Teutons together should be able to do better than that. Malay, though, I mean, the Malay are a bit of a wild card for me in this one. I mean, if they can break through and actually do the Karambit spam, it could be unstoppable.
I see a future of the whole shallow edge of Doubt Space just filled with harbors. And then there's no trade that will ever happen, and then I will be happy.
That could absolutely happen, actually. And they're already maybe thinking about it by taking out this dock here. They're like, right, we'll kill the dock. We've already got a way in. We can build our harbors wherever we like. But yeah, I don't know. The Civs, it's difficult to say because I don't know of any games where I've seen these combos of Civs before. I'm wondering really what the Italians are going to be bringing to the table. Maybe the Genoese crossbow could be quite good versus the Arambai. But I think their real strength is going to be in doing like bombard towers and sort of like the gunpowder in the late game.
Yeah, the Italian slow push is definitely quite terrifying with their cheap gunpowder and just kind of Genoese crossbowmen that kill everything that gunpowder doesn't.
Yeah, so it could be a good combo for them. And you can see that both pockets are just full on boom mode right now. It's not like any of the other maps that we've seen in this tournament where it's really a case of the pocket doing a feudal rush. In this one, it's pocket fast castle into a boom. Tato even adding a 4 TC right now. as the Teutons here, and he will be booming his way up to the Imperial Age quite comfortably. Same can be said for Velez. On the left side, what's Max doing? He did actually put a tower up on that wood line, like I said about before, and he's actually denied the gold with that one as well, so that's really nice.
Yeah, certainly. Doubt will have access to more gold, but I just assume he's going to be throwing down some TCs. Probably one on that wood over there, and maybe one on the stone. I guess one near the stone.
Oh, Doubt's got plenty of TCs left in him, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on 6 TCs this game. I mean, that's just typical.
Typical Doubt.
Just Doubt things right there. On the right side, we've actually got Ruben Stock making a fire galley, but he's going to end up losing the fight, I think, because Viper's got to repair it in there, and he will take that down and wrest control of the water, or the shallows, I suppose. Those palisade walls won't be doing much to help Ruben Stock with only 7 health. And is Viper doing a bit of a monk rush right now?
2 monasteries, only 1 town center. Viper going full arena mode.
And a lot of villagers on gold. Alright, so Viper's really going to be the playmaker for the Tyrants right now as the pocket and the other flank boom up. Viper's going to go for, I guess, a little bit more of a risky strategy with these monks, and even Siege Workshop coming up as well. He's going to show us how it's done.
Yeah, and we see Velez researching coinage, so he's going to be slinging, yes. Which is
Velez with
crazy.
Big eco here.
That's... I feel like that's a bit odd. Like, having your pocket player sling on this map? I feel like it's just really hard for the flank to break through super quickly.
Well, surely he's going to be slinging the Celts anyway, right? And who do you think he's going to sling? Do you think he'll sling the Celts? Do you think he'll sling the melee on the left side?
I mean, the Celts would make sense because the Celts have the much more gold-intensive army, much more expensive army, with all of their siege and wood raiders and such. But
yeah, I agree with that.
If we don't see Velez going for a bajillion Genoese crossbowmen, what are they going to have to deal with the Burmese? And
maybe Siege Onager?
Oh, Siege Onager is not enough to deal with the Burmese.
No, it's not. And obviously the Tyrants are probably going to have Siege Onagers out from Tato at some point as well. I mean, at the moment, I'm not seeing Velez actually send any resources out yet, unless I've just missed that. I can't see it on the overlay.
Banking, so...
Well, I mean, if he's done banking... Oh, he's just finished banking. Okay, so... There we go. He's actually slinging Max. So, Ruben Stock, he's going to have to single-handedly deal with Vipers, Monks, and Mangonels, while all of those resources from Velez go through to the Max on the left side. Interesting strategy. We'll see if it pays off.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Exactly. I actually think that I was tempted to say, okay, they might send the melee, because if Max is going to break through quickly and spam karambits all over the map, then that could be pretty strong. And all they've got to do on the right side is just hold on to Viper's, or from Viper's push, and they can do that with a single castle, it would look like right now.
Yes, but karambits are remarkably terrible against battle elephants.
That's true.
And especially the Burmese battle elephants with the additional armor. Like, I don't really see karambits doing too well against those.
No, but maybe the strategy is to ignore the battle elephants and actually just try and raid the economy. Maybe get through to the pocket, get them everywhere. The second castle for Max is coming up, but Max hasn't clicked up to the Imperial Age just yet. He is going to click up right now. Tato will beat him to it, though, and that means that Tato is... well,
no,
he's actually way ahead.
No, the Max will beat him because melee. Oh,
yeah, of course. Max will actually upgrade faster. But Tato clicked the button first, and that's what counts. He also has an extra 20 villagers compared to Max, which obviously, you know, Max is being slow. But the fact that Tato's boom is so huge right now is really a very big advantage for the Tyrants.
Yeah, the Teutons obviously have one of the strongest booms in the game, saving just an astronomical amount of wood over the course of a long game on those cheaper farms. And honestly, like, I think Teutons are probably, like, one of the most underrated civilizations in the game. Like, I think they're really good. And
yeah,
Siege with
Ironclad.
Ironclad.
I mean, much like their Teutonic Knights, they're a slow Civ, but they're very strong.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just have a super favorable opinion of them because I checked my Voobly stats and I have won 6 out of my last 7 games as the Teutons and 1v1 Arabia.
Very nice. What were you going to say about Ironclad, by the way?
Oh yeah, Ironclad works really well with siege onagers and bombard cannons, especially against karambits, which have very low base attack. Just means that the karambits are not going to be doing that much damage. Of course, especially with bombard cannons, they have 2 melee armor naturally, so with the +4 from Ironclad, that means that the karambits will only be dealing 4 damage to them per hit, which is like nothing.
Well, it looks to me like those karambits will not be going over there anyway. They're actually heading out to the right side right now, where we see Max dropping down a stable for some reason. The melee, not a particularly strong cavalry civ, so we can only assume these are for some elephants. But it looks like the karambits here are going to be deployed to try and defend Rubenstock from the aggression of Viper. And to be honest, I've got to say, the aggression from Viper hasn't served him too well. He's had to kind of fall back and boom. He can't go all in on this, as so far, other than taking down a TC and a couple of buildings, he's not really done any damage or really got any conversions.
Well, he got a conversion onto the market from Rubenstock. I mean,
a converted market, I mean, that's some value right there.
I mean,
but I
infinite value.
Well, potentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Trade with it. But I think the key thing for Viper here is that he's opened up this right side so that Tato can come through and actually attack straight away. There's no stone walls here. There's nothing stopping them just walking straight into Rubenstock's base. And I think that's quite important on this right side.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. This is sort of the most important goal here for the Viper, is just make sure that Rubenstock isn't just comfortable, you know, booming on like 5 town centers behind stone walls and getting up to that Celtic siege. And this will allow Tato to swing in here, building, 6 forward stables, Cavaliers on the way already.
Yeah, and Paladin already being researched as well. However, where is Paladins or Cavaliers going? They're not really going anywhere at the moment. They're just sort of hanging around, maybe waiting to mass a little more. Meanwhile, all I can hear on Max's point of view is as he just trains a million units non-stop.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It seems like he's content to just ignore Doubt on this left side and focus all of their efforts on the right.
Yeah, and ignoring Doubt is a pretty scary proposition. We'll see how that works out for them. But right now, we're definitely seeing all sort of forces concentrated here against the Viper.
Yes, and we're also seeing Viles right now doing caravan and building markets. I'm wondering if he's going to go for a full Doubt and just, like, basically sling the whole game and go up to 200 vils. Surely not. I imagine he's about to click to the Imperial Age and start making some military himself, because I think Viles will be quite an important player in this match. But never mind, he's just sent all of his resources to Rubenstock, and maybe that's actually what we're going to see here. Viles building like 100 trade carts in the next few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it could work. I mean, TyRanT did win that game, I think.
Yep. Middle of the map.
Oh, not even over chop, the sneaky chop.
Yes, it's come through. The Cavalier can make a play straight towards Max here, but Max is raiding. Look, he's already in. He's in with the karambits. And what is Doubt doing? He's just what scum?
Doubt.
Why Doubt? Please.
Have you been watching Smarthy stream too much?
Yeah. The elite scam strat. The Smarthy strat. Okay. Well, here comes some Paladins, though, and Tato doesn't really have anything to deal with that, apart from a small number of karambits. So he will lose his Trebs out here, and his stables as well. But his game plan right now is to be everywhere at once, I think. And he's already done a little bit of raiding damage. However, he will have to try and hold on versus these Paladins, which seems to be doable at the moment.
And you know, when all is said and done, Dad is still at 117 villagers.
Doubt? Yeah.
And
Eco for him.
I'm not sure if it's, going to be the biggest of deals, but we do see TyRanT here with 4 relics as opposed to the 2 of Finland. And some of those relics are in the Viper's Monastery, so he'll be getting that sort of constant nice gold trickle.
Yeah, it's quite nice when you well, before you get trade up. Obviously, once trade is up and running, it's not really too much to worry about.
It's not too much to worry about, but I think especially as Aztecs, it's nice just to...
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a bonus. And if you're going for Siege Onager, which Viper looks to be doing, as he holds on this right side, yeah, definitely having that goal is going to be nice. But at the moment, Tato and Viper grouping together. Looks like they're focusing on their attack through the middle of the map. The Battle Elephants are being upgraded for Max right now, but there are obviously quite a few monks out on the field. So Max will have to take this engagement very carefully. And meanwhile, their push on the right is going. Honor just cutting through, and that's a lot of Battle Elephants and Halbs. Oh, wow, that army. That is a scary army from Finland on this right side.
Yeah. This could be a little tricky here from the Viper. If I were Viper, I'd start making some Jaguar warriors.
If Viper even gets some conversions here, there's so many pikes or halbs mixed in with the Battle Elephant.
Oh yeah, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, going down immediately. The Karambit's great for picking off the Siege, great for picking off the Onagers, and look at this, the reaction from the Tyrants. Bring the boys home! The Paladins are here. They were launching an attack on Max on the left side, but now they're back to defend. And it looks like Heresy has been researched for Max as well.
Yes, it has.
So, I mean, that's a great thing for the melee to have, because although their Battle Elephants are the weakest in the game, they are cheapest, and if you get Heresy, you can basically just spam them into your enemies without too much worry of it all going wrong. At the end of the day, they might be the weakest Battle Elephants, but they still have way better stats than Paladins.
Yeah, I don't actually know if are melee Battle Elephants cost efficient versus Paladins.
Maybe.
I've never done that test.
Maybe. Who knows? It's a mystery.
But
yeah.
I'm honestly surprised that we don't see Viper going for Jaguar warriors. They do.
Yeah, I mean, does he have a castle though? I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't. Like, obviously, he can't just make them right now, but
No.
I'm surprised he didn't transition into them sooner, is I guess what I was trying to say.
Okay, sure. I mean, yeah, I think it's a reasonable unit choice for him right now, but I think the problem is he went for Monks and Mangonels early, so his eco was already set back a little, and then he was, I think their tactic was keep Viper making the Monks and support Tato, more of a supporting role with Siege. But Tato obviously being able to add in Teutonic Knights now, and obviously having Paladins, he should be the one to do the damage, let's say. But,
oh yeah, and ETKs are just going to, if Tato can get enough of them, which is certainly not a foregone conclusion, but if he can get enough of them, they're going to do so well against this army from Finland.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we check the left side, though? Because we've not really looked over there for a while. Obviously, a lot of action on the right, but what's Doubt up to? I see some blue.
It's Doubt making a round by. I mean, there's nothing really the Max can do at this point. It's all Ogre.
Oh, okay. So, Finland have lost. We'll call it right there. Yeah, he's got some help from Rubenstock. Rubenstock's making Siege Onagers over here, which we talked about earlier on as being such an important unit against those Arambai.
Look at this! The Arambai are one-shotting the Battle Elephants!
They're nuts. They're actually nuts. I think Max just has to hold there, while on the right side, those Teutonic Knights, they're actually very viable here. There's not many cases where Teutonic Knights are legitimately viable. But when you're defending and when you're against things like elephants, yes, they are absolutely worth making.
Right Zach, that's where you're wrong. Teutonic Knights are always viable.
Oh.
Especially on Ornlu streams.
Blasphemy right here.
Just make Teutonic Knights and Siege Onagers. That's how you win Arabia games.
Pro
tips from Ornlu.
Oh, nice Siege Onager shots in there though. And wow, I mean, they're actually going to hold this quite nicely. Oh, convert on the Siege Onager as well. Very nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Which way is this game going to go?
It
looks like Doubt is struggling to break through here in the south.
If I were Doubt, I would really want him to add some Elite Battle Elephants, because Elite Battle Elephant plus Arambai is just kind of unbeatable, and the Elite Battle Elephants would do a really good job of covering the Arambai's weakness to Siege Onagers.
Yeah.
And I actually have an elephant raid coming in from the max.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's so good. Obviously, the Malay only get +1 defense, and they don't get bloodlines, but they're still able to get in there and force quite a strong reaction out of the TyRanT, right? I mean, they're all forced to come over and deal with this threat, giving the Finns another opportunity to potentially push on the right side. We start seeing Rubenstock and more heavy scorpions and sea monitors coming through, but such a narrow choke point, and the pathfinding is so
it's so 2000.
So 2000. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, what a combo, right? Elite Teutonic Knights and monks and sea monitors.
It's good, man.
Very nice.
And these are fully upgraded ETKs now. They're just going to absolutely melt battle elephants and halberdiers.
Oh yeah, this is going to be glorious. And obviously the heals from the monks as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to quantify how valuable that's going to be, but I imagine it's going to be quite nice.
I mean, that's just, like, theoretically, units with high HP, like the Teutonic Knights, are going to be the ones that benefit most from the healing.
Yeah, exactly. I think this could be very good. It's very difficult to say exactly what he's Woolalooing right now. Looks like he's trying to convert the Siege Onagers. Yeah, he is. But wow, really good Siege Onager shots there from Rubenstock.
Oh, looks like Doubt running into some elite battle elephants from the max, but if he just groups up his Arambai, I think the battle elephants will drop pretty quickly.
We'll see. And oh man, where are Doubt's trade carts going? Did you see that?
No, I missed.
These trade carts were going through the middle of the map.
Oh.
Because it's probably the shortest route to the market.
Oh.
You've got to be very careful of that. Look, trade carts here. They're coming in.
Yeah.
They're going through the middle.
That's awkward.
So, that's very awkward for the TyRanTs here. And oh.
There's like nothing Doubt can do about it either.
Siege Onagers from Rubenstock in the south. Gonna be huge. Well, the only thing he can do about it is actually wall this off. But oh man, he's getting surrounded by elephants and 3 Siege Onagers closing him down. This is gonna be difficult for Doubt to come out of this on top, I think.
I mean, we're gonna need to see some pretty glorious Doubt micro coming in. He only lost 4 Arambai.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. We've got Elite Teutonic Knights here as well from Tato. But those Siege Onagers at the back are the what to watch out for now. Big hot shot coming in. And again, another one catching a few of these units.
Oh no,
as well.
The sandwich!
Oh, again.
The elephant sandwich!
It's beautiful.
Always believe in the elephants.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? They're just so good.
Oh yeah.
More and more conversions, though, as Viper comes in now as well. But there's the Karambits to try and deal with the monks. Man, there's so many different unit combos going on right now. I think a Teutonic Knight could probably kill like 1,000 Karambit warriors before going down.
Oh my god, that was a huge SO hit onto those Arambai from Doubt. Lost like 8. Oh man, that's another huge one. Doubt's losing so many Arambai.
I feel like I'm probably a bit ahead of you right now.
I'm at 47-40.
I'm at 48-30.
Why am I behind?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, even when watching live games, we have these desync issues. But maybe you can fast forward a little bit?
I'm on fast forward.
Yeah, this seems to be the same problem we had yesterday.
Yeah.
But more and more great Siege Onager shots on my screen.
I believe you.
Yeah, on the right side, all of this distraction here, Tato coming over with the Teutonic Knights, the Arambai from Doubt as well, and even Viper coming over there to deal with the elephants. It's opened up an opportunity for the Finns to push on the right side once again. We have more elephants coming in over here as well.
Yeah, Tato did get a defensive castle up, and it does have the crenellations upgrade, so it will be able to snipe units from pretty far away. And now we actually have Valesse joining the game with his Arbalests here. Mostly to deal with the Teutonic Knights.
Oh man. Isn't that saying something right there though? The Finns right now have been able to basically play 2v3 versus Arambai, Teutonic Knights, and the Aztecs monks and pikes, and Siege Onagers, and still come out ahead. And that's like now player 3 is entering the arena.
Exactly.
The Finns might just be able to really start pushing hard with the addition of Valesse's army now.
Valesse with his 7 kills and 7 deaths.
Really a pivotal player so far as Wow. Well, he's actually got 18 kills now and 8 deaths. So it's. Oh no, he just took a massive siege onager shot on the right side.
Sorry, I can't catch up for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, Viper doing monks is a great idea, though, because he can obviously kill these elephants with them quite effectively with a bit of micro.
On this right side, though, you know, at least 30 seconds in the past, I guess, we have a lot of Teutonic Knights here, and there really doesn't seem to be a whole lot of answer against them. Like, Arbalest are, like, good, but not when you only have, like, 10 of them.
Yeah, and a great answer would be Scorpions, but you've already got Siege Onagers here to back it up, so the Scorpions don't really work as well.
Oh, Tato coming in with a huge heavy demo shot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. I got another one right there. So even though you're in the past, it still managed to sync up because Tato's like, just, well known. It's like his thing, isn't it? The demo.
Yeah, it's got the emote, right?
Yeah, and he's always been doing that. Well, it's kind of a demo player. But right now, in the south of the map as well, I'm sorry, the west side, we've got a pretty big push coming in from Doubt, supported by a few monks of Viper. It looks like things are going quite well there for the Tyrants on this left side versus the Max.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, again, why Doubt isn't adding in battle elephants of his own. I mean,
Oh, never mind.
Is something about to happen?
Yeah, I see Jonathan's shots on the right. It could have been huge, but Rubenstock maybe was a bit premature on his fire there.
Oh, rip.
Scorpions, though, coming in force for Rubenstock. I think it's a great unit choice, as long as they can avoid the onagers.
Oh yeah, certainly. Scorpions obviously mop up infantry in large numbers.
But also get mopped up very easily by a single siege onager hit.
That's also true. And something that I think is definitely worth mentioning is that the trade for Team Finland is very close to the front lines. Like, if this castle at the front of Rubenstock's base goes down and TyRanT can sort of take control of this area, there's just going to be no trade for Finland.
Yeah, you're right. That is actually really exposed. But again, I think the left side as well is also very exposed. If Max loses his army, there's hardly even any castles between Doubt and the trade line. There's a couple of castles in the trade line, but Doubt's Arambai could run in very easily and just sit on the wood here and kill all of the trade in the south. So Max absolutely has to hold versus the push of Doubt. While on the right side, the Scorpion combo is working so well that it looks like Finland are starting to push that back very, very nicely.
Yeah, certainly. Just not enough conversions able to come in.
Yeah, it's too difficult, I think, to realistically use monks. I mean, they're great in the early Imperial Age, but Viper's got to convert so many units, you know, he's constantly, non-stop, going to have to be, like, microing them. And at some point, you're just going to not be able to keep up in terms of, you know, micro versus unit production of your enemies.
Yeah, there's just a limit to how many monks you can use in the late game. And, you know, Viper only has about 10, which is, I think, probably at the limit for how many you can use. But I think Viper really does need to start adding in some more units that are, like, neat, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, he's adding pikes, but, you know, pikes maybe not the best. He doesn't actually have...
What do pikes do that Teutonic Knights don't?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they already kind of have an answer to the elephants anyway. The pikes won't be doing much there. They're not going to stay alive long enough to even really hit the elephants. I think Viper, I mean, he's doing great with the siege onagers, he's doing great with the monks. What are we thinking for his third unit instead of the pikes? I mean, you've already mentioned maybe the Jaguar Warriors here.
Less so at this point because it's like Scorpions and Arbalests. But I think Eagle Warriors would be really good.
Yeah, just
I mean, he already has the barracks.
Yeah, just to run in, get up there close, and
sorry, but now we have bombard towers coming in for both the Max and for Veles, and that could be a way to close out this game if you're Team Finland.
Well, I mean, I did mention at the start of this game the ability of the Italians to add those bombard towers in. We can see he's really trying to lock down the right side of the map here with them. But on the left side, Max now has repelled Doubt and has got Doubt on the back foot. Brought his Arambai back behind his very thin wood line. But yeah, I'm a little concerned that Doubt won't be able to hold versus the Malay here because Max has got a very scary army, and obviously he's starting to bombard tower up as well, like you say.
Yeah, and again, Doubt. I don't know what is in these stables, but I hope it's battle elephants.
Find out.
Yep, it is. So Doubt eventually making that transition. He is indeed getting those battle elephant upgrades, but is it going to be too little too late? Because right now we have the elephants storming into Doubt's base.
And Howder coming in as well.
Howder!
For the upgrade. But, oh, look at this. Viper tried to fall in the karambits.
Huge SO hit almost happened, but...
Oh, it didn't though, did it?
No, it didn't. It didn't.
Okay. I was kind of watching Max right now getting into the trade line, and just look how messy this is in the middle of the map. The TyRanT trade is getting really caught up between the trees. A lot of units in there blocking. And Max is running in with some karambits to try and raid it. Meanwhile, he's also pushing in, like you said before, with the battle elephants as well, doing a good job there.
Yeah, but if Doubt eventually gets those battle elephants out, there really isn't much of an answer for the Max at this point. Yeah, Rubenstock has some halbs, but the Arambai can clean up the halbs from the back. I guess it's just going to be a matter of time.
Yeah, you're right. I think once Doubt gets battle elephants fully upgraded, like, he is gonna have the better army, of course, and it's taken him a long time to get there, but he's finally getting that last upgrade now. And once he started to mass them up, I think he's gonna be able to get so much more population efficiency.
Oh my god, we have strongholds being researched for Rubenstock. The dream has come true.
It's happening. It's happening.
His castles will fire 25% faster.
Is it just me, or does Rubenstock have no economy?
He has 97 villagers, at least in my point in the game, and 51 trade units. So, I mean, he has a fair economy.
He's got, like, no presence on the minimap. Super weird.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah.
No, I totally know what you mean, though. Looks weird.
It looks weird. It feels weird. I guess a lot of them are chopping wood right now, since he really only needs wood and gold at this stage, and a very small amount of food for his halbs. But yeah, on the right side, the Finns have been pushed back again. The bombard towers from Tato here, preventing them from pushing in very easily. And of course, this massive siege and monk and Teutonic Knight combo preventing the Finns from getting any further either. So really now I think it's going to be Doubt to be the pivotal player. Can he actually push back with those elephants on the left side?
Well, he's getting Blast Furnace, and with that upgraded, those will be fully upgraded Burmese battle elephants. Decent SO hit, but yeah, I don't really think there's anything in the game whatsoever to stop that army composition. So we'll see if Doubt can get there. And interestingly, we have Thassalocracy research for the Max, so it could be harbor time.
Well, if he could get through and get behind those blue markets with the harbors, that could be huge. I mean, it's essentially like a mini castle that doesn't cost any stone. And I mean, he's done the tech, so he's obviously got it on the mind. Just whether or not he'll be able to... Oh my goodness, look at the Finnish trade line. So many trade carts just bugging out, getting stuck between the markets on the right side.
Oh, that's a little awkward.
Very awkward. We also saw Max, by the way, just doing a war galley as well.
Interesting. Obviously, Malay are an incredibly strong naval civilization, only missing the heavy demolition ship.
Yeah, and the TyRanTs right now, their trade looks so much cleaner, which is surprising considering how much of a choke point their trade's going through. But,
well, Viper's doing a good job of chopping away and kind of widening the area.
Yeah, he is. And all in all, I mean, their trade is not going around such a corner like the Finns is. Mm-hmm. But on the left side, the battle elephants for Doubt are coming in. Obviously, the same can be said for Max as well. Tato's trying to put up bombard towers in this wood line here to stop Max from breaking through and getting a bunch of battle elephants to use their economy.
And it looks like they're, pretty successful at that right now, as it looks like the Finns are going to be pushed back.
It does indeed. Oh wait, no. As we say that, Max is making a break for it. We're going to see that in a minute, but...
Yep, I see him gearing up.
Max is going for it, but I don't know. He's going back on my screen. He's getting out of there. There's too many Bombard Towers and Teutonic Knights in defense, so he's backing away. Yeah, I mean, late game now, it's getting pretty tough. I mean, I did have to say at the start of this game, I do favor the TyRanT Sibs. Now they've kind of got to that point where they are fully upgraded and ready to go. I think this is it. This is where TyRanT start to get their advantage.
Yeah, Tasso got a couple nice demo hits on the right side as well, and, you know, at what point are the Malay just not going to be able to do anything because their army is not population efficient?
I mean, it's a ticking time bomb that the Finns have on their hands. I did see Elite Genoese crossbow coming in, I think, for the left, so maybe the left is going to send some Genoese crossbow to the left side to help support Max over here. Max is actually in the back with some karambits, I've just noticed.
Oh.
I don't know how much he's able to do there, though.
He's got a few karambits, I guess. But there's some Teutonic Knights nearby from Tato. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Right now, looks to me like Tato has the best KD, followed by Doubt, and then Viper. Obviously, Viper's KD has not been the best since a lot of his units have just been pipes this game. But I'd say that the TyRanTs are taking the better engagements so far. Only Veles has a positive KD at the moment, which is, at this stage of the game, an indicator that whatever Ruben Stock and Max have been doing hasn't been working out quite so well yet.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you expect the Malay player to have a negative KD. I think that's just kind of how the Civ works, but it's still never quite ideal, especially with, you know, 400 to 600. Like, that's still, I think, way too negative to where you want to be as Malay.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And on this left side right now, Max is kind of running out of steam. You know, he's lost all of his Bombard Towers. He's struggling to hold on now against this combo of Doubt. He does still have the support from Ruben Stock with the Siege Onagers, but Doubt also has the support of Tato with those Teutonic Knights, and I think this is a winning combination for the TyRanTs here on the left side. We did see some harbors coming up for Max, by the way, but they were on the right and not on the left, so it's a little bit interesting that he's built them over there rather than trying to do a trade raid.
Kind of using it as a slow push mechanism, and if, you know, you see some Bombard Towers starting to creep up toward the right side of the sort of choke point on the right side of the right side choke point, and from there we can start to see some harbors kind of creep their way up into Viper's area of the map, you could say.
Maybe. It's going to be tough, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because the army of the TyRanTs is right there. Whereas if he was to do the sneak on the left side, he could easily get in behind the markets. And it looks like Max is doing it. 4 petards, down goes the dock, a bunch of karambits being massed up on the left side, villagers coming through as well. And I think, Max, this is the play. This is now like make or break time, I feel, for the Finns right now. This is their last-ditch attempt because they're losing everywhere else on the map. Now they need to do some damage and hit that trade, and this is going to be it right here on the left side.
Presumably. I trust you. I'm now,
it's going to happen, don't
I'm now
worry.
like 5 minutes behind.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm at 1 hour and 13.
I'm at 1 hour and 9.
Oh, wow.
And I'm on fast forward.
How? Okay, that's super weird. Well, I mean, I was getting pretty hyped for that, but it's gotten shut down pretty quickly in the end. And Doubt's just re-walling the dock, so it doesn't look like this is going to be too successful for the Max at the moment on this left side here.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they're, again, just, at best, Finland is stalling right now. They're not really doing any moves that indicate to me that they're potentially going to win this game.
Yes, I agree. I think they're stalling out. They're struggling to really gain any ground anywhere. And I mean, I guess you could say that the TyRanTs aren't really gaining much ground either. But I think their potential is much higher.
Exactly.
Especially here on the right side.
We have some Bombard Towers coming up here for Veles on the right side, but we already have Trebuchets and Bombard Cannons for Tato. Doesn't quite have that Ironclad upgrade, which would be really good, but yeah.
Man, I just saw this crazy onager shot onto Viper's monks, but they tanked it. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna lose like 20 monks. And it was like, nah,
Heal, 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 heal.
No problem. We have got some Jaguars coming out for Viper now, but we've already got we see some condos from Rubenstock as well. But the Jaguars are a great unit choice right now, I think. For Viper.
Are they?
Well, there's not really many Scorpions left because they've got enough siege onagers to take them down.
Do the Jaguars have their attack bonus versus condos negated? Because
I don't think they do anymore.
I don't remember if that was changed.
I think it did change. I can't.
It should have been changed. I don't know.
Condo, yeah, when they changed the condo, I'm pretty sure they changed the defense type that it is.
You know what?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm already behind. I'll check the tech tree.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, maybe AoE 2.net stats.net. I don't know if it's. Oh. Max going for a demo shot on the left side, but
yes,
narrowly misses it.
It has been changed so that the condos only have plus 10 armor versus the hand cannoneer.
Yes, rather than against all bonus infantry damage.
Yes.
Yes, so they do indeed work versus the condos now.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yes.
Viles... go ahead.
I was just saying, because units like Jaguar Warriors and Cataphracts should be able to deal with condos.
Yeah, I agree. They need to, because condos are just ridiculous otherwise. But yeah, right now, Viper has so many monks. He was saying like 10 monks is probably the most you can realistically manage. I mean, Viper's probably got about 30. But to be honest, I don't see them being that effective at the moment. He is losing a lot of them and doing very little in terms of pushing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, again, if this is the best possible investment into Viper's gold. But... Viper just lost 3 SOs for free right there, but, you know, that's ancient history.
Well, he just lost, like, 4 on my screen, so it's all good. Still. Amazing. Viles coming in with a bunch of Condottiero, though. And, I mean, like I say, Viper's monks, he can't micro them fast enough to convert all these units.
No.
It's too much of an ask. But he is kind of holding the line a little bit, and he does have the support of Tato here as well. Speaking of support of Tato, that's what Doubt has on the left side right there. A lot of dead elephants. Obviously, we can't watch both sides at the same time, but I would recommend you watch the left side here, Ornlu, because there's a lot of dead bodies on my screen.
Yeah, there's a ton of Teutonic Knights here, and elephants for Doubt, and of course the elephants of Doubt are going to be so much more effective than the elephants of the Max.
Yes, exactly. They're just so much stronger. They have 20 more health. They have 5 pierce armor instead of 1. They have plus 4 melee armor instead of plus 1. And right now, Doubt and Tato coming together with a really formidable force. I really would like to see Viles make some Genoese crossbow on this left side, though. I feel like it's the perfect unit right now. You know, Genoese crossbow here to counter the Arambai, the battle elephants, and even do great damage versus the Teutonic Knights and Howls.
Oh, certainly. I remember playing a game as the Italians versus the Burmese where I just massed enough Genoese crossbowmen that I just one-shot the battle elephants, and there was just nothing the Burmese player could do at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously Tato could bring in some siege onagers down here if he wanted to, or not Tato, but Viper would have to do that, as I don't think Tato did siege onager. But wow, on the right side, the push coming through, Max, supported by Rubenstock's siege onagers and the Arbalest from Viles. They can get in there and shock that front line. Viper can't realistically hold this with monks. It just isn't gonna. It's not viable.
I just saw the SO hit onto Viper's monks.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, just shrug it off.
You just like don't care.
A ton of molten rocks landing on our heads. No problem for the Aztec monks.
They just have their faith in Quetzalcoatl and Tlaloc to get them through.
That's a mouthful.
Oh yeah, I am not experienced in the Aztec language, unfortunately.
Well, it's better than my attempt at saying the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan.
Oh man,
I don't think that's quite right, is it?
It's Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, that one. You know what you're doing. So Max is a terrible KD, and he's losing so many elephants, but it's okay. Because he's paying less for his elephants. And at the same time, they made a huge push on the right here. We see Max even adding demo ships right now. Rubenstock adding demos, and they're making a break for the markets. Rubenstock's Ram about to go and attack that market on the left side. Endless Villaloos coming in here, but what an intense and crazy game this has been so far.
Oh yeah, I told you, Donut never disappoints, man.
It does not. It's such a shame that it's been banned so many times in this series. It's always been a good watch.
Yeah, definitely. And something that I think is worth noting is that in the south side of the map, Rubenstock and Velez have chopped to the very corner of the map just to give them that much more efficient of trade lines.
Yeah, I did see that earlier on, but I didn't mention it. But it makes so much more sense because the trade that was going across to Max's base was getting sort of all caught up in the wood. And oh wow, there's a raid in the middle from Doubt right now, killing a ton of trade carts right there. But that will eventually get cleaned up by the battle elephants there. Doubt making his way through the trees, it seems. Quite a sneaky little tactic right there.
I'll take your word for it.
The markets are really going down here for the TyRanT. They're about to lose another one on the right side. And Viper just cannot hold this right now. He just doesn't really have anything to hold this with. The Aztecs here really just not having enough in the late game.
No, I mean, Aztecs aren't really known for being, having a super broad late game tech tree, and might cost TyRanT this game.
Well, I see the Aztecs as really being a supporting Civ in the same way that Velez is a supporting Civ with the Italians. Viper's job here is to make siege onagers and monks, and Velez's job is to make some arbalest and some bombard towers. So they're both sort of playing that supporting role, but I think the Italians do it better.
Yeah, because although Velez is playing that supporting role, as you say, he still can make like meat for the army, if that makes sense. He can make units that you can just throw at your opponent, whereas Viper can't really do that.
And obviously the bombard towers as well, which Viper also can't do. It's a really important thing to be able to build those bombard towers up and sort of concretely take the ground that you overwhelm from your opponents. So on the left side, Max is as well pushing back versus Doubt with the support of the heavy scorpions from Rubenstock. And really, this game has been so back and forth. We thought that TyRanT was going to be able to do it with the Burmese player getting those elite battle elephants, but now it certainly does not look to be the case, as the Finns are just winning the right side so well.
Yeah, it really seems like Viper is struggling to get to that max population. Whereas, obviously Doubt and Tato have been comfortably sitting at 200 out of 200 or thereabouts for quite some time, but Viper kind of struggling to get up there.
We're seeing all three of the Finnish team working on this push on the right side. They really want to make this happen here. Doubt's even coming over now with a stable to try and build some supporting units, but Doubt's really been focused entirely on the left side this whole game. It's the first time we're seeing him come to the right side now, while obviously Tato and Viper have been 2v3 over on this right side for quite some time.
Yeah, and as we say in these post-imp team games, the person who's going to win the game, the killing blow is almost always getting the markets and denying the trade of your opponents. So we'll see if Finland can kind of work on those markets that are so close to the front lines from Team TyRanT.
Yeah, markets and trade, that's what it's all about. So we see Tato building a castle here to try and protect a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's getting dangerously close right now as the Finns continue to work their way forward. More Trebs deploying for Velez to destroy a market right here, and all of those carts that were tasked to go to that market will end up going idle.
Yeah, I assume so. I'm now 10 minutes behind.
Oh, wow. I don't understand why that is, though. It seems like I had the same problem yesterday. And, oh, the harbors! They're actually in the trade line. It's happened.
Oh, I see the foundations.
Max is doing it. He's actually putting the harbors in the trade line right now.
I called it at like minute 5.
You called this. This is all you, Ornlu.
Oh man.
Oh, goodness me. So, I don't know how well they're going to do. Obviously, there's a lot of Aranbai from Doubt, but there's Galleons from Max here as well. And those harbors are going up behind the markets here, which means that the TyRanT will have to move the markets or kill the harbors if they don't want to lose their trade carts right now.
Yeah, and the insane thing about harbors is that they don't cost stone. They're so cheap.
Exactly.
You can lose 3 and just put up 3 more. It's not like you're going to be short on wood on this map.
No, there is infinite wood. It's the thickest wood I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost Black Forest levels of wood right now. But yeah, I mean, the Aranbai here are insane. I mean, they're actually killing galleons, which is just crazy. But the harbor at the back, it's going up. There's another villager building at the rear here as well. And those trade carts are getting absolutely wrecked by the harbors. They have to get them out of there. But that means that they aren't going to be able to trade very well. They've rebuilt markets in the north at Tato's base, but that's a huge setback for the TyRanT. And obviously gold will be a real sticking point for them as this game goes by if it starts to run out.
Yeah, I'm just now seeing the Aranbai raid from Dowd on the trade line. Oh boy, it did a lot of damage 10 minutes ago.
It did. We just caught the trail end of that over here. But, wow. These harbors, man. They're insane.
Does TyRanT have any trade at this point?
Yes, up in the north they do have the trade going.
Okay.
But it's less efficient, and obviously they are still losing ground on the right side as well. The left right now, the only player with a positive KD for the Finns. Then what does that tell us really about the KD? The KD doesn't tell us the whole story.
Nope. I really wish there was a resources lost tab. That would be so great. We had that in StarCraft, and it was so useful.
But on my screen, GG is being called.
The Finns won it?
The Finns did win it, yeah. TyRanT called the GG. Incredible game, though, really. Really hard to sort of call which way that was going to go at the start with all of these crazy unit compositions. It's mad to think that, nearly all of these civs are making very different. And there it is. It's the Persians, Chinese, and Spanish as predicted. It's the Magyars, Mongols, and Incas as predicted. That's why you're all watching this stream.
Yeah, who needs to watch T90 stream with 4K viewers? This is where it's at.
The 3K commentary right here.
Yeah.
That's 6 for 6, baby.
Oh
and,
yeah. 6 for 6 last game too.
I know, that's 12 for 12 right now with civ predictions.
So
okay. Go ahead.
Sure. So spawning here in the yellow, as the Persians 4-team TyRanT, we have the Viper, and he will be on the left flank. Kind of hard to tell on this map. Pocket will be Doubt as the green Chinese. And the right flank will be Tato as the red Spanish.
Yep, and that's not too bad, is it? Chinese in the pocket. Potentially you'd want them... I guess it really doesn't matter with these civs where they go, to be honest.
I like Persians in pocket.
Yeah, but I do feel like it's not as important as, when you've got Mayans on the team, getting the Mayans on the flank is preferable to having them in the pocket, I feel. But in this case, I don't think it matters too much because they're all great civs. Obviously, it's a Nomad start, and all 3 of them are going to perform very well here. For Doubt, he's got options. He could go forward with ranges and go for the sort of archer play from the center of the map, or he could do scouts as well. Either way, we'll have to wait and see. We could see towers from Tato, and on the left side from Viper, it's probably going to be scouts. But let's just wait and see how they decide to play it, because nothing is set in stone on Steppe, and we've certainly seen many surprises on this map. In the past. So going across to the other side of the map, continuing around from Tato, in the orange we've got Veles, he's playing as the Incas on that right side. The pocket is Zuppy in the blue, playing as the Mongols, and on the left flank it's Max, playing in the teal as the Magyars here.
So something I just kind of remember, Seeing Zupi here playing as the Mongols in blue, actually, reminds me a lot of Nations Cup, where Zupi had some pretty fantastic performances on the Mongols in particular.
Yeah, and it's worth noting they've swapped out Rubenstock in favor of putting Zupi in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's because Rubenstock has more Black Forest experience, that he was the player for Black Donut Donut in that last game?
Black Donut? Yeah, I think that is almost certainly the reason. And I would say Rubenstock is also probably a bit more comfortable in sort of the weird, wonky situations than Zupi.
Yes, I would agree with that. Veles, though, I mean, this is just a small thing that I've just noticed there. His house is actually blocking one of his very few farm locations right here. Also the most efficient farm location, which is
that's an Ornlu house if I've ever seen one.
Absolutely. So I wonder if we'll see any Drush action, actually. I mean, this game could be ripe for some sort of Drush / Man-at-Arms style play. We do see Zupi in the pocket, already 3 on gold, though, and very fast to the feudal age. Is this going to be fast archers out of the Mongol player?
We have been seeing that pretty consistently on this map. It's really surprised me to see the Mongols not go for their traditional early scout play, but more often than not on this map, we see the Mongol player go for those early archers.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, if you've got your Magyars on the flank, they're going to want to be going scouts. And we've seen the Finns, obviously, in most games, preferring that sort of 2 archers and 1 scout combo. The TyRanTs did rock double scouts and single archer combo in game 1 on Arabia. We'll see what they do here. Viper is not on gold, so it looks like he'll be going for scouts as the Persians. Doubt coming forward with the archery range is on gold, so we'll see Chinese archers from the pocket. And Tato on the right side is going for a barracks with like 6 villagers. And I don't know if that's just because he's built it late.
He's gathering stone.
He might have, or if it's because he's going to be doing a trush.
Yeah, stone.
I think you've answered that question.
I got you, fam.
I got you. Yeah, actually, this is a pretty unfortunate generation for Veles. All 3 of his stone mines in range of that 1 tower, which Tato's dropping down there. And Veles is just, not honoring the Incan code and dropping down an archery range. What's he thinking?
Yeah, this is actually incredibly unfortunate map generation for Veles. I just feel so helpless whenever I have all my stones denied when I'm getting trushed.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he could have built his TC further left, and that would have provided some protection on the stone mine to the left side. But the second tile for Tato is already about to come up, and that means all the stone is now denied, and with it, the only possible counter to these towers, which is, of course, more towers.
Oh boy. But yeah, obviously Tato, a player, not one to shy away from trushing, as the meme goes.
Well, we've seen him trush on this map before, actually, as well.
Yes, we have.
And it worked out very well for him. I remember he was actually trushing from the pocket. But right now, 3 towers are up, and he's got 6 villagers battering away at that archery range. He might just be waiting for enough stone to build another tower. In fact, that's probably what he is doing. And the only counter tower that Veles is going to be able to make right now coming up on that left-hand side.
Yeah, actually, this is something I've seen Tato do a lot that I think is pretty smart, is when your villagers are not able to build towers, just start working away at the enemy production facilities. If you're able to destroy it and force them to rebuild an archery range or stable or whatever, like, that is a huge wood investment that they're going to need to make at a time when they really don't want to be spending that wood.
Absolutely, because, you're probably going to be also delayed in military production as well, which is hindering their ability to counterattack. And it just kind of all sort of ended up snowballing a little bit here. Tato really going to town and taking that archery range down, and it's going down very quickly. That's basically 175 wood spent for Veles, and he's only able to get 2 archers out of it. Very, very good for Tato there. Looks like Doubt, though, is about to get doubled. Max and Zuppy here coming in to try and hit the pocket player for the TyRanTs.
Yeah, Doubt does have quite a few archers at home. He didn't really build his ranges as forward as we might have expected, looking at the position of his barracks. And this is going to work out pretty well for him since he is about to get doubled. Really want to have those archers at home if possible.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to find where he is right now. I'm not seeing him.
Doubt is right under his DC.
Oh, there he is. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. It's like, they were blending in.
Camouflage archers.
Yeah. Tato, though, could be about to receive a little bit of aggression at the back, but he's already got a tower up in his wood line, and he's very well defended right now. There's not really much that these archers can do at the moment. He's currently dropping down a market as well. Do you think he's going to transition this into a sling?
If he wants to make me sad, he will. But I actually don't even think that's a good idea, because Tato can pretty comfortably get up to the Castle Age, especially since his Trush was so successful. So might as well just go for Conquistadors, because, you know, Conquistadors are obviously such powerful units in the Castle Age.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with you on that, actually. You know, he's set Veles back quite a way. And, you know, look at how many farms Veles has. He's on 4 right now. Tato's already got 6 up, and well, he's not actually taking any Zebra at the moment, but I don't think Veles is taking many either. So, at the moment, I think you're right. He could very easily get up to the Castle Age ahead of Veles and continue to push that advantage. Maybe no real need to sling here.
And I don't think we saw coinage researched, at least yet.
No,
so
not yet, no.
Hopefully we'll be seeing Tato deciding to play Age of Empires 2 today, which would be nice.
Yeah, not Economy Simulator 2018.
Yeah.
Or Farm Simulator 2018, but that's not quite as niche.
No, that's more of a, you know, Ornlu style of playing. And Doubt, I guess.
Yeah, Doubt loves to boom, loves to farm. And here comes Viper. Be looking to kill off these exposed archers from Veles, and they are very exposed. They're probably all going to go down. Veles having a very rough start to the game, even though he's not lost any units yet, which is quite impressive. That's all about to change as Viper's scouts come in right now, and he'll kill a couple of these off.
Well, Veles does have a couple pokey pokes here. Will at least ward away Viper, only losing 1 archer.
Yeah, it's actually not as bad as I thought. I thought he was going to lose a lot more, but the spears are in position. But yeah, nice of Viper to come and help out his teammate with some support here.
Something I think is pretty interesting when looking at the civilizations, I really favor Persians against the Magyars for like the flank matchup here. Persians just with a significantly better boom. They have access to camels. They can kind of play defensively and like weather the storm of the Magyar early Castle Age with knights. And just kind of get that massive Persian economy up way better than the Magyars can with no eco bonus.
Yeah, absolutely, they can, and I think that the big thing here is really just the camels as well. He could preemptively train camels here, and at the moment, you know, he's going to be 10 seconds ahead of Max to the Castle Age as well. So Viper just doing Viper things out on the left side at the moment, while everywhere else on the map, we've not seen that many kills or deaths yet this game. It's been quite quiet, really. There has been military production, but very little action.
Yeah, it's actually, we see this more often on this map than I would think.
Wait, oh, Tato just tree hopped on this wall on the right side, and Viper's got in with the scouts.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello, indeed. Those villagers on the farm's going to have to run back to the TC as Veles there builds up some houses on his woodline. Viper's going to get quite a lot of value out of these scouts now that woodlines and +1 is done. And that tree hop on the right side, I'm almost certain that's what it was perfect. So really nice to see that mechanic being used.
Yeah, it's definitely a really smart move you can do. And then also opens this front for Tato to continue his Trush. And now Veles is going to have even more idle time.
He's going to lose those precious farms, which he's already been denied at the front of his base. He's had to build at the back. Veles now in a little bit of trouble. I mean, amazingly, he's actually got more villagers than his teammates, but that's actually a bit misleading because he has not clicked up to the Castle Age. So
he also researched coinage.
He is technically behind.
Both of these players will be slinging, unfortunately.
Yes, I just saw Viper receive sling from Tato.
Yeah. Oh, grass, sad.
It's not so sad, I guess. I mean, it's... yeah, I don't know.
It's not so bad. It's
to describe it, actually. Yeah, you're right, you're right. It looks like Veles lost his army inside of Doubt's base as well. A lot of dead army in there.
Ooh, yeah.
Doubt has a much larger army than Zuppy does over this way as well. Looks like Zuppy's going to lose some archers to the TC, and
Doubt's
the Knights
has crossbowmen and bodkin.
He does indeed. Zuppy does have bodkin and crossbows about to complete. The Viper's Knights are there with +2 attack, of course, versus archer units. And I think they'll clean up most of what Zuppy has here on the front. So I think TyRanT are in a much better position at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like Max is trying to come in and raid Tato's base, but it looks like he, at most, will be getting a couple villager kills at the cost of probably all of his scouts, which isn't really what he wanted. I mean, the scouts aren't really going to do a whole lot at this point, but probably going to want more than a couple villager kills.
Yeah, I think Tato was trying to wall him in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
But didn't quite manage to pull it off. But there are knights in here as well, but there's just so many towers. I mean, Tato has, like, what, 6 towers up already in his economy, plus the TC. There's just, you know, arrows raining from above. And even with knights and +2 defense, Max is struggling to get in there and actually do anything. So
it's guard tower time, baby.
Exactly.
If
Tato has
Tato
so many
ever gets to the
places
castle
hide.
age.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
And Chuko Noob asks in my chat, is slinging a legitimate strategy? Yes, slinging is an incredibly powerful strategy. It's just not particularly skillful and not particularly fun to watch. So that's why you rag
said,
on.
We did have a sling last game, and it did end up being a very good game.
Well, yeah, but usually they're not that great, and it was a great game because Veles actually stopped slinging, and...
True. And it also was a different type of map where,
yeah.
You know, the sling player isn't just a sitting duck waiting to be annihilated. It's just, you know, both Tato and Veles right now, at some point in this game, are going to be a big target because they're going to be feudal and have very little defense. I think Veles is looking much worse off, though. He's currently at 38 vils versus 46 from Tato, so Tato will be producing more resources, and he'll be slinging more out to his teammates, which in turn means more military production from Viper compared to the Max.
And as I was saying, Persians already having an economic advantage over the Magyars with their 15% faster working TCs. Yes, Viper has a slight villager deficit right now, but he is getting his 3rd TC up, whereas the Max is still on 2. So he's gonna
yeah, you're right.
leap ahead.
Oh, he will. But Max, with only 2 TCs, might go for a faster Imperial Age. We'll have to wait and see. He is also going to throw away a lot of his Knights right now. He's going in for an engagement. Viper is there with many less Knights, but Doubt
has a lot of crossbows.
Yeah, exactly. He's nearly one-shotting them. However, I think he will lose them all in the end.
Yeah, Viper just not with enough Knights here.
And obviously there is a little bit of supporting fire from Zuppy as well, but yeah, Doubt there, gonna have to back away and losing everything. I really thought they were gonna do more than that, but Max he's got so much production.
How many stables is he on? He's on right 3. Now. Viper only on the 2, just now getting his 3rd stable down, throwing it down a 4th as well. So definitely I think that's what turned the tide of that battle.
That explains a lot. A very different approach from these teams. Viper being a little more greedy with the 3rd TC, and Max, instead of making a 3rd TC, instead of spending more resources on economy, instead he added the 3rd stable much sooner and was able to outmass Viper's Knights. So, yeah, Viper here falling behind a little in production. That means he's now kind of added a few camels as well, but he's returned to making Knights for the time being, as they'll fall back and wait a little bit to remass the units up.
You have a little bit of harassment from Zupi here at the back of the base of Doubt, trying to harass Tato as well, but it looks like they won't get more than a villager kill, as Doubt's just sending his crossbowman home.
This is quite a nice game for Max, really. He's quite happy with this, I think. You know, he's essentially playing as a pocket player, even though he's on the flank. And he's getting a sling, so he's very, very happy about that too. Right now, he's committing to making a siege workshop and a monastery and some monks as well. So that faster Imperial time might not be coming in as we thought, but he's certainly going to be ramping up production at the moment.
Yeah, however, we already see the Max 8 villagers behind the Viper, and sort of, you know, the longer this game goes on, the better it will look for the Viper. Obviously, Viper having access to heavy camels if need be. The Max doesn't.
Viper's made a lot less military than Max this game as well, which means he's also saved quite a lot of food and gold. Also, bear in mind, he's getting more resources from Tato, because Tato has a larger eco than Velest. So Viper will click up to the Imperial Age first. Tato now, though, in a little bit of trouble as the Knights from Max come in, but how much trouble is he really in?
That's a lot of towers he can garrison in.
Exactly. How many towers can he garrison? And can these Knights actually get many villager kills in here?
I mean, he's going to get, like, at minimum, probably, like, 5. But this is a pretty big commitment here from the Max. And, you know, as you said, Viper's on his way up to the Imperial Age as we speak.
Yeah, at the moment, only one tower going down so far. Some villagers out there going down. If he gets the second tower, he will kill a few more. Tato just shuffling them all around, waiting for Viper to come in. And if they can catch Max now with these camels and knights, they're going to be in a good position, because they will take away a lot of Max's army. And Max still hasn't clicked up to the Imperial Age yet, so he doesn't want to lose these knights here.
Yeah, Viper even still maintaining about a 8 or 9 villager lead to the Max, even though he's halfway up to the Imperial Age, so he's only really working off of 2 town centers, and I assume the Max is up to 3 at this point. Yeah, he's up to 3.
He is, yeah. He's added the 3rd on the left side. But right now, Max is making a push onto the Viper. Viper might need more camels, and I think he is queuing camels up now, so he's recognized that Max, it just has more military out on the field, not to mention the fact that a lot of Viper's military is on the wrong side of the map right now. He's going to make a little play towards Velest while he can. Velest, keep in mind, has many less towers compared to Tato, so this could do a lot of damage to Velest in the south, while Viper's trying to defend from the Max's Knights in the north.
And I think Viper should be relatively safe. Again, he might lose a few villagers, but I don't think he will lose too much here, especially as the camels come out in defense.
And he's doing way more damage to Velest than Tato took from Max. So even if Viper loses a few bills as well, he's just done more than enough damage to make up for everything that happened before. That right now has put Velest down to 29 bills, while Tato sits on 57, nearly twice as many.
Yeah, it's looking really good for TyRanT right now, in my opinion. Viper hitting the Imperial Age, the Max still miles away, and he's just going to have such a sort of technological advantage that he can really start to maybe not push down the Max because he's got this castle at the front of his base, but Zoopy's looking quite exposed right now. Obviously, Velest is not exactly doing so hot. So,
I think Viper's really just focusing on Velest right now.
Yeah.
He's tearing down this TC as well. He wants as many villagers kills as he can get his hands on here, and basically completely put Velest out of the game. To be honest though, he's also having to defend from a 2v1 on the left side. Viper has got castles from both the Max and Zuppy pushing him down. And Doubt hasn't really been that active this game, I feel. It's hard to be that active around the map when you're using crossbow. You have to be a bit more reactive. But he doesn't have a great KD, and he's really just kind of sitting in defense at Viper's base for the time being.
Yeah, both Zoopy and Doubt playing pretty passively this game, but Doubt is now getting that Chuko new war engine going. He doesn't really need to spend the money sort of in the early Imperial Age on Cavalier, so he's like way ahead in sort of making that transition into the very powerful Chinese unique unit.
Yeah, but the only problem I'm seeing is that Doubt's Imperial time is much later than Zuppy's. Zuppy already has Arbalest and Chemistry's even coming in as well, so they are going to activate a little bit earlier, and that will allow them to get going on this push even faster. What Viper and Doubt need right now is a little bit of time, because Viper's only got 21 military. Max has more, even after losing a few knights in the south, and Zuppy's out taking Doubt right now as well.
Yeah, but I think TyRanT will have the time. Persian TC's taken, forever to destroy. Viper has the defensive castle in a nice position. And I don't think we can see Zoopy push too far forward into the jaws of the Viper. And I guess I'll get a couple villager kills here, that's pretty nice.
I think the problem right now for Finland is that Velest is just too far gone. He's got a third of the villagers of Tato. Wait, sorry, not a third, like less than half though. And he's really going to be sending so few resources out as he tries to rebuild that Viper and Doubt should just be able to start getting the techs faster and being able to mass units faster as well. So as long as they can stall a little bit here, I think they'll be okay. Looks like they're making a push through the center of the map as well, maybe looking to go for Zuppy here.
Yeah, and like I said, Zuppy's looking pretty exposed right now. Does he not have a single castle at home? No, he does not. Both of his castles are, of course, in Viper's face, but that leaves his own base quite exposed.
Exactly, and Viper on the left side with his camels is going to find that new TC from Veles as well, and see that as an opportunity also. So they're coming in now. Maybe they'll swing around and hit the back of Max's base, but you're right. All those forward castles are offering no defense at home, and I don't know. The question is now, will the Finns do more damage to the Viper than Viper will do to the Finns with this raiding that's coming in already on Zuppy's base?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is no right now.
Yeah, definitely not. And the fact that we have Doubt almost with fully upgraded Elite Chukonu, and we don't really see any Mangudai. Well, we have a few Mangudai, but they're not remotely close to being fully upgraded. And in these smaller numbers, Chukonu will absolutely massacre Mangudai.
Absolutely.
That won't even matter because Zuppy doesn't have any Mangudai at home.
Well, I mean, you essentially have to transition into Mangudai if you want to win the game. You cannot make Arbalest for the entire game as the Mongols and expect to really pull your weight. But you're right, the Chinese player Doubt much more upgrades completed, many more upgrades, and Zuppy meanwhile, I mean, he's still making Arbalest, but he's got to get that transition done. Max, however, will do Paladin, and obviously that's coming in way before Viper at the moment. Viper's just clicked the upgrade.
Yeah, and Viper is slowly dying, but emphasis there on the slowly. The Finns are not
more slowly now, because he just came in and picked up all the siege, which was awesome.
I might be a little bit behind again. Yeah, it looks like I'm a minute behind.
Okay. Well, you're going to see that, but you're right, he is slowly dying. At the moment, he's lost quite a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's, I think, sort of underrated the fact that the Persians can really hold on for quite some time in these situations. Yeah, here come the Cavaliers, going to mop up all of that expensive siege from the Finns, and TyRanT's still just looking really nice in this game.
Yeah, that they are, and we've got, wow, Tato on the right side with a huge team wall coming up. So you want to get trade going fairly soon between the north and east of the map. But yeah, the Finns, I mean, they still feel like they've got an opportunity here. They still feel like they've got a chance. They're trying to utilize the Magyar Paladins now. Obviously, the Paladins for Viper aren't there yet. And try and just do as much damage to Viper as they can. Again, the problem is Veles, the longer this game goes on, the harder it's going to be for Finland to hold until Veles gets back into the game, because it's only a matter of time now until Tato decides to go to the Castle Age and start producing military of his own. Once Viper gets up to 200 pop, I imagine that's when they'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't really see Finland able to end this game in the next 5 minutes or so. This is kind of like, you know, their last best opportunity to do so. Yes, they've done a lot of damage to the Viper, but Viper still has a pretty healthy villager count. He's still over 100 villagers. He has 26 military. So he's not going to be dying anytime soon.
No, you know what though, I'm quite surprised to see Doubt right now with so many scums.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really work too well when the Paladins are out on the field, unless he really sits close to the Viper. And I think that the Finns are going to take another good fight here on the left-hand side. There's not really enough supporting Paladins, and Max has the number advantage.
Doubt does have a castle right in the front, I guess, of both Zuppy and the Max's base, and he has killed quite a few reinforcing units from both of those players.
Yeah, I see that. The Mangudai, right?
Yeah.
Picking them off as they've been running through. That's been really good. But,
it looks like Doubt is now adding more and more Chukonu, and once you get enough of those, they're just going to shred through Paladins.
Yeah, I would expect to see more Chukonu from him and Skirms. I don't know, maybe he had a little bit of a gold shortage while he was queuing trade. He didn't have any trade yet. He doesn't really have a gold shortage either, so I'm not really sure why he was making so many Skirms and kind of lacking the Chukonu, but it looks like he's got the Chukonu numbers back up now.
Yeah.
Doubt's a monster at the moment. 77 military for him.
Yeah, I think Dowd has been playing consistently very well throughout this entire series. Definitely, I think, the strongest force for Team TyRanT right now in this game. Just, again, 81 military right now. That is, like, you put Zupi and the Max's army together and multiply it by 2, and it's still less than Dowd.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Max, again, went for another attack with the Paladins, but the Chuko Nu behind so much more effective right now than the Mangadai because, well, Chuko Nu do perform better versus Paladins than Mangadai, and sheer numbers at the end of the day, propping up Doubt in this one. Viper continuing his Paladin production. It looks like they've cleaned up all of those castles and they're continuing to work their way forward on this left side. The Finns struggling to hold on here, and there's not many castles left. I can only see one castle from Max. If they break that down, then his whole economy becomes exposed, and he doesn't want Paladins running over his eco right now.
Yeah, looks like Doubt will lose this castle to all these Paladins at the front. But he still has 3 castles at home, and that's plenty for Chuko Nu production. They are very cheap and quick to produce.
Well, he would not have dropped the forward castle there if he wasn't sure that he could protect his, or keep his Chuko Nu production going. Right now, Tato's up to the castle age as well.
Yay!
So we're going to start to see him entering into the game, maybe with some Paladins of his own. He needs to get Imperial first. But yeah, we've got Drill coming in for Zuppy. Obviously, some Rams would be nice, but again...
Against Chuko Nu?
This is what I'm saying, like, the Mongols are not as effective as the Chinese in this situation. When it's Paladins and Paladins, yeah, like the Chuko Nu just shred everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the sort of famous weakness to this Chinese late-game army composition is siege onagers, but I really don't see Zupi with the sort of necessary income or infrastructure to really get there at this point.
No, I agree. I mean, he is adding more siege workshops right now, so he's planning on getting some siege going very soon. He's still completing upgrades for his Mangadai. He still doesn't have husbandry yet, and right now he's kind
Doubt
of
would
backed
frown
off.
upon him.
He would. And right now, Zuppy is just kind of holding back. He's too afraid to go in. Needs that siege up, and he is doing siege rams right now.
Well, look at this team wall coming in. Well, it's not. Well, it's like a trade wall.
I love it.
Oh yeah, it's like full campaign level of walls.
Tato now going Imperial as well.
Almost certainly we'll be seeing Paladins from him.
Is he doing stables right now? He's got a forward castle on Velez, actually, or well, what was left is left of Velez.
The artist formerly known as Velez.
You know, this is actually a really big point as well. Like, all this gold that Velez has had to leave behind.
Yeah,
Not
true.
good. So, Max trying to get another castle here on the left side, but his Paladin numbers are just too low. I mean, I don't see any Paladins here at all. That might be a Doubt castle over here, as Viper comes in with his Paladins and cleans them up. Whoa, will he clean them up? Don't let... If this castle goes up... Okay, it didn't go up. Good. That should not have gone up. But it looks like, yeah, Finland making that push now in the middle. They did kill off a lot of Doubt's army, actually. Doubt losing most of his Chuko Nu and Trebs there. They'll take down a Viper castle and a Doubt castle on this front.
I think I'm a little behind again. I'm like 4 minutes behind. Damn it.
Damn. It's so weird. I don't know why you're dropping behind. It's very strange.
And I have it on fast forward too, which is...
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I have it on regular speed. It's just kind of staying up to speed here.
Yeah.
But I think the game is won for the TyRanT right now because of Viper's raiding and Tato getting into the game. Viper's raiding with a lot of Paladins, and it's taking out a huge amount of Zuppy's economy, Max's economy. And now Tato's doing Cavalier, so once he enters the game, I think the Finns are done.
Yeah, the problem for the Max right now is he has 0 castles, and castles are so crucial at just warding away enemy raids. And yeah, the Max trying to get this castle up, at least in my past time. It's not quite up yet, but he's already losing so many villagers.
Yeah, and Viper's rating has been huge as well. I mean, Viles is still in the feudal age, and he's on my screen down to 58 builds, 22 of which are idle.
Apparently it's a Willow Kingdoms bug.
Ah, okay. What is that exactly?
I don't know. Someone in my chat just said it.
Okay, well maybe we can get some more information from TyRanT or someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good to figure that one out. Hopefully they can fix it, because obviously going out of sync is less than ideal.
Yeah. Also, we have Bombard Tower, at least research for Doubt.
Yes, I don't see any Bombard Towers yet, though, but I mean, obviously that can come in later once the trade's up.
Yeah, the thing is, Tato is going to be in the Imperial Age. Well, he's in the Imperial Age. And access to those Paladins going to, I think, be way too much for the Finns to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cavalier were coming across the map right there. Iron Castle was being researched. Tato would have Paladin very, very shortly. And obviously with even more Paladins coming into their economy, after already losing so much to the Viper's raiding, they would not have been able to hold versus Tato's Paladins as well. Yeah, Viles basically had nothing there. At the end, Max has 100 population. Zuppy continues to maintain 200 pop, but he cannot do it alone. And it looks like a GG right there will be called, and Finland will tap out.
Yeah. Well played from TyRanT. I think they played really well this game.
Yeah, they absolutely did. You know, we're in, guys, and we are doing it. Game number 4 between TyRanT and Finland. The restart for Finland was just used, so that means that there can be no more restarts in this series, as TyRanT used their restart in game number 1. Exciting stuff here, as it is match point. TyRanT win, they'll go through to the grand finals versus Aftermath. If Finland win, they have another shot at revenge. Ornlu, are you in?
I am in.
Great.
So
Maybe
I'll
you
take
can,
it away with Team TyRanT here. Viper.
Well, actually, before you do, in the south of the map, there is a bit of a scuffle going on here. Zuppy trying to... I don't know if it's Zuppy trying to steal. It looks like it's Zuppy. Viles there as well, helping out to fight off Doubt's scout. And it looks like the pocket player will steal the scout to the flank.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I guess we have a pause, but that would be huge early on, especially in a map this small. Really don't want to have an elephant stolen.
No, you do not. And there could be potential for another steal as well very soon. Just look at Tato, by the way, on the southwest. He's already got an elephant under his TC with 6 villagers out, so he's wasting no time getting those elephants secure because of the ever-present risk of a steal. Is there another steal happening as well? I think I see Viper dragging a boar as well, but oh no! Viper's actually going to run into Zuppy's TC with his scout here, and he might lose it.
Oh, indeed. That's a bit unfortunate for TyRanT.
How did he manage that? Look at his fog of war. He's come out to...
Okay, he might have lamed the elephant of the Max. No, he didn't.
Oh, the scout, 7 HP.
Literally one elephant hit will kill it.
He's gonna have to try and drag that back without taking a single hit. He should be able to do it. He is a micro god.
That's true.
But sorry for like cutting you off and not doing the civ introductions. I just feel like the action gets started so quickly here.
No,
we can do that
I mean...
once the laming is sort of completed.
No, I was looking at the north side when the action was happening on the south side. Also, Viper already lost a villager.
Oh, did he? He must have lost one to an elephant then while he's doing this. And oh, it comes!
Oh no!
Viles! 2 more hits. Viper now is trying to bring that elephant into Tato. Can he do it though? Looks like he'll take another hit on the scout, putting him down to 1 HP. As we get yet another pause. And I don't know who's pausing the game right now, but whoever is pausing the game is really screwing up these steals and things. It's making it very difficult for the players to keep on top of things.
Yeah, like I know from personal experience, like A pause at a very inopportune time really can mess you up.
Exactly. It can throw you off. Like you keep you're very warm when you're playing. You know, you're microing a lot, and you have quite a high APM. And then as soon as a pause comes in, like your APM goes to 0, and it's kind of like it takes a little while to wind it up, like to just go back in and just be like carrying on where you're at. It's really difficult. I think it can throw you off.
Yeah, I was competing in like a team league in StarCraft for like my university, like collegiate StarCraft league. And I had a pause, and there's like the winner would like go to like the LAN finals and get like $5,000 or whatever.
Okay.
I literally was, it was like match point, and I was playing, and there was a pause, and it was like right before a huge fight happened. I had to wait 5 minutes, and the second the game was unpaused, I just lost my entire army, and we lost.
Oh no, that's pretty unlucky.
Yeah, it pretty feels bad, man.
I wonder right now what this pause is about, though. Veles, by the way, does have that elephant under his TC, but it looks like Tato's stealing an elephant as well. And if Tato can steal an elephant from Zuppy here too, that means that Zuppy is essentially going to have no elephants, which is going to be 800 food missing. Keep in mind, on this map, there are no berries. However, there are 3 zebra and 4 ostrich, but it's 4 zebra and 4 ostrich, but it's still a huge setback. And I don't know if maybe they're talking to admins or something. Like it seems like everything's above board right now. There are no like anti-laming rules or anything. But
no one has a bugged map as far as I can tell.
Exactly. I mean, I don't see anything unusual about the map generation, but who knows? I mean, this could be huge for Titan. Here we go, though. The unpause.
Oh.
Viper's down to 1 HP on the scout.
Oh, but Tato's going to nab it with the villager.
That was clutch.
That was really nice.
It looks like, okay, it's TeamSpeak problems for the TyRanTs there, and it's actually the TyRanTs calling the pauses, so they know what they're doing. They're not accidentally screwing themselves over. But yeah, it looks like the elephant will go back as Tato loses that. Don't know if that's a product of the unpause or anything, but the elephant's walking home. And fortunately for Zuppy, he will have the elephant, at least one elephant to work with. So that means that all in all, there should be 3 elephants for Veles, 3 elephants for Tato, and everybody else with either 2 or 1, depending on whether or not you were lamed.
The important thing is that there is elephant equality between the 2 teams.
Yes.
Oh god.
Yep. There is elephant equality. All the chat messages coming through at once right there as they unpause, but it's okay. It looks like TyRanT have fixed their communication issue. They've come off of TeamSpeak and they've gone onto Discord, which is quite funny because we're using the same TeamSpeak as the TyRanTs use. So for whatever reason, they're having problems, but we're not. It's quite strange.
Yeah, that's a weird one. But
yeah, I'm glad that elephant equality could be restored, and right now we've got an exciting game on our hands now that things are all good to go, continue.
Yeah,
right
so
here.
Let's take this opportunity to actually introduce the teams here.
Yes.
For TyRanT, we have the Viper as the Yellow Byzantines on the flank. He is down 1 villager but has 2 elephants. We have Tato in the pocket as the Red Saracens. He is down 0 villagers and up 1 elephant. And we have Doubt as the green Vietnamese in the south. He is down 1 elephant, but down no villagers.
Yes, and he does have all of these zebra next to his TC to take. And I've got to say, with that, Ornlu, that's another 3 for 3. That's 15 for 15 on SIB predictions right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't know if the other guys are doing SIB predictions, but I wonder if anyone's actually been that spot on so far.
I mean, we've been doing pretty well today.
Yeah, I know. It's unusual. And then on the other side, I disagreed with you. I thought we'd see Berbers. You thought maybe we'd see... oh, what did you say? You said something else here. Not Berbers, though.
Yeah. What did I
can't remember.
Oh, I said... any of either Khmer or Goth.
Khmer or Goth, yeah. I agreed with you on Vikings. I agreed with you on Portuguese. No, I'm not sure if I agree with you on Portuguese. I can't remember what I said.
No, you agreed with me on Portuguese, but you thought they'd pick Berbers. And
okay.
Obviously they did.
So, continuing around, Viles in the orange has the Portuguese on the south flank. The pocket is Zuppy in the blue as the Vikings. And, we've talked extensively about why the Vikings are so good. And then obviously Max at the north taking the Berbers here. And so it seems to me, at least, that the Finns have gone with this sort of attitude of, okay, we're on match point. We're one loss from elimination.
Yes.
We are going to have to now pull out all the stops. And the Berbers being up there as one of the best civs in the game right now, although they may be better suited to the fifth map, which is Beachfight, they have to win this game first to even get there. So they need to just, pull out all the stops for this one.
Yeah, and I guess we kind of agreed on that point. It was just we agreed what civilizations would be best. It was just a matter of what is their mental state at and what do they think is the best approach.
Yeah, what's their team strategy at the end of the day? Because this game isn't. Oh wow, this is going crazy right now. Viper is not able to connect to TeamSpeak or Discord, so he's going to try and reboot his computer. So unfortunately, this game is going to end up being split into two parts because we are going to have to come back and essentially restore it right now.
Oh boy, I love editing.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Is saying that attitude doesn't make sense though because they still have to win both games. Again, I mean, we mentioned that and it's true, but it's... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Berbers are still good now as well. I guess it's well, we'll think about what we're going to do next game when we get there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay, so Viper was actually, super housed here. He's going to be housed for a few moments, but that doesn't matter because we're coming back out for a minute while they do the restore here.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see what civilizations Team Finland will have for their last game. And it's not looking good for them on map 5. They have Britons, which is fantastic, but then it's Khmer and Goths.
Yeah.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then the TyRanTs, they're gonna have Ethiopians for the last game.
Yep,
which is
and
awesome.
Turks and Slavs. That sounds really good.
Slavs. So even if TyRanT lose this game now, they are going to be in a great position civilization-wise for the final match or final game of the series. That is, however, if Viper can fix his TeamSpeak issues. And I'm going to fix my issue of needing to go to the toilet, so I'll be right back.
No problem. So, I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, despite the few issues in that game. Had some pretty fantastic games so far. Actually, all 3 games, I'd say, were at a minimum pretty good, and then the Donut game was just fantastic. So definitely a much better series today than yesterday. Guess I'll open up Zach's Twitch chat. See what you guys over there are rambling about. Why does T90 have so many more viewers? T90 is the most popular. He has more subs, I think, than any Age of Empires streamer, except maybe the Viper. Also, they're getting into the lobby now. Ornlu, Viz is what Viper is playing. Do you think you should go for Bloodlines? No, Mysterio. Byzantines don't get Bloodlines.
Hello.
Hey.
I am back, and it looks like the game has been launched, so maybe the TyRanTs have fixed their problems.
Yeah, but there's also a rando in the lobby.
Oh, wow. Well, they'll kick him out. It's no problem.
Yeah.
All right. So the game will be resumed. They won't be restarting it, simply just continuing on from where they left off. But yeah, huge problems for Finland in Game 5, I feel, if they get that far. They at least have a good shot at this one with the civs they do have.
Yeah, I think this game, things are pretty even. maybe even slightly favored towards Finland because they just have that incredibly strong Berbers pick. But it's not going to be, I think, ideal at all in Game 5.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So we're waiting for this game to resume. Shouldn't be too long now.
Yeah.
1 minute 30 on the spec delay. It's starting to count down. Exciting stuff. And it's been quite a long stream today, actually. We've been going for nearly 4 hours for 3 games. I don't remember the games being that long, apart from the donut one, but I guess they weren't super short either.
Both of the first game and the third game were like an hour long, I think, like game time.
Yeah.
And then the donut game was like an hour and a half long.
Yeah. So I guess they've been about, well, I'd say like an hour game time is pretty standard for a team game, with the second game being a bit longer. But I guess we've had a few delays as well. We had that break between the second game and the third game. We've got these TeamSpeak issues now. But that seems to be resolved, and we are going to be getting into the next game, or resuming the next game, in just a moment here.
I mean, and you know, the series yesterday was a little over an hour real life time.
Yes, which is crazy
Yeah.
when you compare it to today. But we're in,
goddamn.
everyone. Welcome back. Maybe Ornlu's not in, but
Nope.
I am. And I'll just continue. You can have your viewers can have a radio commentary for a moment here until you get the game relaunched. But yeah, we did see some blaming already. Doubt here on the south is going to end up losing his scout to Viles. And already we're seeing walling in the center of the map from both teams. But it looks like the advantage in the walling is already favoring the Finns at the moment. They've closed off the center of the map from left to right. The T-ball is already in place, and they're going to basically prevent the TyRanTs from doing any funny business out here.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Nope.
You're still not in. Oh, damn.
Oh, maybe I'm getting no.
What's going on?
It says save game file blah 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 failed to transfer, error code invalid player. Oh, it's because there's this random guy who's like listed as a player, and it keeps on making my thing bug out.
That's very strange. Can you like rejoin the lobby or something? I don't know.
No, like that's what I've been doing, but I think it's the fact that there is currently a guy in the lobby,
right?
Who's just it's just some random dude.
Right. That's maybe he'll leave and then you can get in.
Hopefully.
Zuppy's gonna kill the scout of Tato here. That's 2 scouts down. And Viper's gonna lose his as well. So all 3 of the TyRanT scouts have been lost right now to the scouts of Finland. We've got another game pause though. What is going on today?
Oh boy.
It looks like you are in though, as that rando has left.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that. But yeah, another pause. I don't know what this is about, but technical issues abound. And not a good time for it either when the pressure is on like this, you know?
Yeah, it's really going to be who can stay focused at this point.
Yeah, it's an added layer of strategy. The strategy outside of the game just as important as the one inside at the moment, it seems. We'll figure out what this pause is about again in a few moments. Once the game resumes, we will no doubt have some chat. What, sorry?
Oh, you're at 10:17?
I am 10:18, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. At least once the game is resumed, hopefully.
You're already 1 second behind. It can only get worse from here.
Oh god, it's all downhill from here.
Not again, no, please. But yeah,
it's weird because oh, sorry, go ahead.
As I say, when the game resumes, we're going to get a bunch of chat messages, so we'll hopefully be able to figure out what this pause is about.
Yeah, and it's just weird because yesterday you were the one who was falling behind, and today I'm the one falling behind. It's not even consistent.
Yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? But right now, as I said, all 3 of the TyRanTs losing their scouts as the game resumes here. And the walling is certainly in favor of the Finns right now, and if they can keep that, if they can prevent the TyRanTs from walling, they'll have free, easy access into the TyRanTs' side of the map, and the TyRanTs won't be able to get out and hit the Finns quite so easily. So it's pretty huge. Right, so no idea why that pause happened. We might see some chat in a minute, but right now, double layer walls for Finland in the middle.
Yeah, Tato did manage to nab the scout of Zupi, who is not even in the feudal age yet, going for a very slow feudal age at 24 villagers.
Yes, and that's what sim is he again? He's the Vikings. So 24. But he's this is ridiculous. All these like delays and pauses.
Skype.
He's walling so far behind as well. He knows he needs to buy a little bit of time here. He will need to get something behind this palisade gate quickly.
Yeah, and I'm
honestly Tato getting through.
I'm not sure why you would go for such a late feudal age as the Vikings, because wait, Zupi was down an elephant. That explains it.
Yeah, he's also got like a ton of wood, but right now he's going to transition into well, he's doing a market. Is he?
It's paused on my end. How? He's still in the Dark Age.
You're paused right now?
Yeah, I'm waiting for other players.
This is super weird because I'm unpaused right now. But okay, weird things are happening today, Ornlu. Very weird things are happening. But I am seeing Zuppy building a market right now, and a late feudal with a market, really indicative of a sling from the Viking player. Who's he going to sling? Probably the Max as the Berbers, as we've seen that combination before, and that's worked very well in the past.
Yeah, it reminds me of not the last time. No, yeah, it was the last game between SY and LOS, or no, the second to last game on Coliseum, where the Berber player was slung.
And it's a really strong strat, right?
Yeah.
But are you still paused or are you resumed
I
now?
just resumed, but now I'm like 4 minutes behind, so I'm trying to speed up.
Okay. Right now I'm at 14 minutes and like 45 seconds.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. That's super weird. I don't know what's going on, but I hope it can sort itself out pretty quickly. We can see coinage coming in for Zuppy right now, some stone walls as well, and we see a market coming up for Tato too. So Tato might also go for coinage. There it is. And I thought maybe we'd see Tato using his Saracens here to actually do some towers and try and push with that, but it looks like it's going to be double sling once again this game.
I think that's because... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just saying, I think that's because Tato's in the pocket, and, you know, it's obviously not as easy to trush from the pocket, and usually after the tower rush, the Saracen player will just go for a sling anyway, so it seems like Tato's just, you know, dropping the trush part and just heading straight for the sling.
Yeah, he's dropping the part where he pays 200 gold for 100 stone, and trying to get better value for his money.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like Zuppy's coming over to the right side with some villagers, though. I'm wondering what he's doing now. It looks like some more stone walls. He's going to try and prevent this army of TyRanT from getting through to his economy. As, well, Veles is pretty outnumbered right now. And meanwhile, Max is going up to the Castle Age. He is going to be getting that sling and doing 2 stables. Obviously, knights and or camels to come out from him. Probably knights to start with, as he'll be the first to castle, so no enemy knights to deal with for him.
It's... So I keep on trying to speed up the game, but then it just auto goes back to normal speed.
Super weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm like...
Are you like 3 minutes behind?
4 minutes behind.
Something going wrong with your pauses, I think.
Yeah. Whenever there's like a pause, something gets weird.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pauses in this series as well. I'm seeing Veles right now really screwing up here, though. His army's coming forward while Doubt and Viper kill off everything. And we have another pause right now as well. So maybe this will give you a chance to catch up.
That would be nice. That would be ideal. I'd like to watch the game at real time.
Or at least 1 minute.
Well, a minute 30 behind real time. The rate in which everyone else is seeing this game.
I mean, everywhere else on the map is very quiet right now. It's just everybody on the right side, it seems.
Yeah, I got a bunch of archers here for Veles. Obviously, as the Portuguese, they're a little bit cheaper, which is, no, it's nice. But Doubts will have that extra HP, and importantly, the TyRanT players have the high ground. And that has proven to be incredibly important on this map.
Yes, absolutely. I can also tell you right now that the Finns are in TeamSpeak with us. but the Tyrants have all gone out of TeamSpeak at the moment, and I don't know what it is. I feel like it's probably an issue on their end rather than an issue with TeamSpeak or whatever it is. But right now we've got a tower coming up from Zuppy on the right side in defense as the game unpauses. I hope you're unpaused as well.
Yeah, I'm currently at 1730.
Awesome. I'm at 1750, so we're very
catching
close
up
to each other again. Awesome. So yeah, I see that tower coming up on the right side. That's going to push the Tyrants away. Viper's up to the castle age now as well, but it's much slower than Max. And Max is going to have the better knights compared to the Viper as well. Not to mention the fact that... Actually, you know what? Viper right now, I mean, is he getting the sling? Or is it Doubt getting the sling? It must be Viper, right?
Maybe. And what leads you to believe that Viper will be going for knights?
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to correct myself on, because he's got 2 archery ranges, of course.
Yeah.
He might end up going for, like, the fast Imperial Arbalest. I think that might be on the cards.
Yeah. And Viper is indeed receiving the sling, and I really like this play because the fast imp into Arbalest play has just been so deadly on this map by many teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, actually, that's... Last weekend, I remember seeing a game very similar to that on this map, where the Arbalests were, from the Byzantines, were killing everything. It was super strong. However, they are going to have Max standing in their way. He's got 3 stables right now. And you're paused?
I'm paused. 19 minutes, 1 second. I guess I now have to sit through the pause.
Okay, what I think you should do is quit the game
and
relaunch
I was
the game.
Literally just going to do that.
Okay, quit the game, relaunch, and I'm at like 20 minutes right now, as the Tyrants are trying to break their way through these defenses from Finland. They desperately want to get in there and do damage, but the longer they take to get in, the more time Max has to mass some knights. Obviously, Viper has 32 archers already, so when he hits the castle age, he's going to be able to do crossbow and bodkin arrow immediately and have 26 crossbow with bodkin. Max, on the other hand, needs time to get his knight numbers together before he can actually take an engagement. So for the Tyrants, it's really about pushing hard right now while they still have a window of opportunity to do damage.
Yeah, so I relaunched the game, and I'm currently just speeding through. Hopefully I can catch up without having to stop for pauses.
Yeah, I'm not dropping frames, by the way, guys. It's just the game itself, which was being paused and looking jittery, but I think it's all good now.
Yeah, Voobly pauses, like, when you're spectating a game live, will make the game really jittery and laggy.
Yeah. So did you say you're all good?
I'm speeding up. I'm at, like, 12 minutes right now, but I'm just on super speed, so...
So you should get up to, like, 22 minutes in just a minute. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so Max currently has 15 knights with +2 defense, +1 attack. Viper has 28 military, but that's crossbow, of course. But the Imperial Age is already coming in. It's 22 minutes. That Imperial Age upgrade is being researched for the Viper. He did a university and a monastery, wasting no time there, and we'll have Arbalest out very soon. This could be really huge for the Tyrants if they can force a good engagement. And obviously, with the map being so small, it's much more likely that they'll be able to force a good engagement, since the Finns will have less space to maneuver or less space to run away into.
People in my chat are saying that, thanks Willow Kingdoms and this would be better to spectate on HD. But on an HD, you could only have a maximum of 2 spectators because you can't have unlimited spectators.
But what we do with our tournaments is watch recorded games, so you can have unlimited spectators.
Oh, that's true.
Watch a recorded game, but you can't fast forward as quickly in HD. So at least you can get up to real-time speed in a few seconds, which is
20 minutes
great.
and 10 seconds right now, catching up.
Awesome, you're still speeding up. Great.
Yeah.
We're at 24 minutes right now as Viper is completing his Imperial Age upgrade in just a minute's time. This is going to be huge. We'll have to see what he can do. I mean, right now I feel like the pressure is really on the Viper because he has to find a way through. He has to find the damage, and it looks like the strat might be to delete the walls from Tato on the left side and try and break down these palisades somehow over here. Maybe there's a weak link somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Still catching up. I just have Viper halfway to Imperial Age right now.
Okay, he's just hit imp on mine. You'll be here in just a minute. Ornlu will arrive in due course.
You know,
can't rush the Ornlu.
Yeah, it's Ornlu's got to take his time, man. He's only got four legs, and he doesn't have a horse to ride on or anything. He's just gotta walk there.
Exactly, but once you task him to attack, he will go pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
People in my chat saying it's pretty smart that the TyRanT's stonewalled. Well, both teams kind of stonewalled, but TyRanT's stonewalling was really important to make sure that Finland couldn't potentially push them with these knights from Max and essentially win the game right there. But there you go, Arbalest from Viper. He's actually taking down that barracks.
Saracen team bonus.
And it's actually legit. Unbelievable.
No, we've seen it work many times on this map now, where you just have so many crossbowmen / arbalests that you take down the enemy buildings pretty quickly. And I'm currently at 27 minutes. So
perfect. So am I.
Yay!
We did it. Yes. Just in time to see the Viper build a gate and make a one-way street for him to enter Max's base. The question is, does Max have enough to defend? Well, Viper might get a cheap Imperial Age.
41 knights.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. He is going to win this. Like, Max is going to have Cavalier, and he's going to win this fight.
Easily.
Where are the Cavalier right now, though?
They're running to the south.
Oh, they're south. Okay, well, he'll win this fight. Even harder, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, +4 defense is done. Cavalier is done. And oh, look at that! Oh my gosh! They ran in between the ranks of Doubt's crossbow. They're gonna do so much over here, and they can tear down the TC and everything.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty over for TyRanT.
Whoa!
Like, Max is just so huge right now.
I even just saw a moonwalking Cavalier. I thought that was just an HD thing.
It happens occasionally on Doobly.
This happens more on HD.
I mean, it happens all the time in HD.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. But yeah, right now, Max just buying himself a little bit of time. Viper taking down the stables with the Arbalest. It almost looks like obsidian arrows. But yeah, I mean, just buying time because he's doing such huge damage in the south right now. Well, there's nothing left of Doubt space. I mean, he was looking quite good just a minute ago, but now he's reduced to rubble.
Yeah, it's really just the power of slinging the Berbers. They just have such cheap cavalry units in the Imperial Age. You can just crank so many out.
Absolutely. Down to 21 villagers, 20 population, and falling rapidly. I mean, he knows he can't do anything. He's down to 10 pop.
Oh no.
And meanwhile, Viper is still killing the stables of Max. Max not losing anything just yet. You know, 1 or 2 stables and a few Cavalier. Nothing in comparison to Doubt, who's down to 2 villagers right now.
Look at the Max's KD right now.
Oh, insane. 71 to 8. Are you kidding me?
Oh man, poor Doubt. Like, he was doing just fine. And then he just, like, a slung Berber player just ran him over. And now they're going to run into the problem where Veles is going to hit the Imperial Age, and he is playing in this game, whereas Doubt is not anymore. And yeah, the Max lost his TC, but...
Not lost many villagers, though. He's still got 41.
Yeah.
Which is only 3 less than Viper, and Viper's sat in under his TC, trying to kill everything over here. Viper's just not done any damage in comparison to Max. Max is now in over here as well. He's going to start hitting Tato. Poor Tato, he's been slinging all game. Now he's not prepared for this, which is a huge amount of raiding. This has to be the win, surely now, for Finland, as Arbalest comes in for Veles as well.
Yeah, the problem with the Viper's army comp right now is that his Arbalest will just not beat the Cavaliers.
No.
So Viper can't actually just run home and take the engagement. He has to keep pushing, but he just can't get through the buildings quick enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Cavalier at the end of the day will perform better in equal numbers to the Arbalest. And right now, with Veles being Imperial, he's able to come in with some Arbalest. He's not got as many as Viper, but Max does have some Cavalier at home, and by some I mean a lot. He's got 65 military right now, and inside of these 2 stables, there's another 15 cavalier.
Good lord. That's actually more like 20.
Yeah, right now, the Finns, man, they are in such a good position. Doubt is essentially out. He's down to 1 pop.
Doubt
has a single crossbowman in this archery range, and he's just stopped playing. He's defeated.
Oh.
If he loses this archery range, he could literally be defeated.
Yeah. Poor Doubt, man.
Doubt is always the sacrificial lamb, isn't he?
Literally every single time.
Every time. Oh man, we're gonna see Doubt get defeated right now. Just sit back.
Oh yeah.
Watch this archery range go down. I don't think he has any other production buildings.
No, he doesn't.
Or maybe the market. No, that's the university.
Yes.
Never mind. Oh wow, this might be a first. I mean, actually seeing a player get defeated in a tournament game that isn't like a regicide.
Yeah. Nope. Doubt's running.
No, he got out with the crossbow.
Doubt's running for the hills. Actually, he's running to the side of the map. But yeah, Doubt has this one crossbowman.
Max has to find him though, surely. Like he has to find him because it's such a small map. There's nowhere to run. Meanwhile, at the top of the map, Max is coming in here.
Oh yeah, Viper's toast.
He's gonna come forward with the Cavalier, and he's got so many of the damn things.
But really, I'm just focused on Doubt right now. He's running in.
I want to watch this fight, but I don't want TyRanT to call this before Doubt gets defeated, because as soon as Viper loses this army, they will call GG.
Oh yeah, and Viper's arm's gonna get mopped up.
Yeah.
But
Viper
Doubt's still in it.
Doubt resigns.
No, Doubt! He got a villager of less!
Yes, you got a kill?
Yeah, he got a kill!
No way! And he's gonna get another one!
Oh no! But they're gonna resign first!
Unbelievable. Doubt, 1 population, 1 crossbow away from actually being defeated in a tournament game. That's NotSocotra for you. Great use of the Berbers, really. The Finns had the really, the better civilization combination. Oh, that's a nice thing to say in game number 5 as well.
I'm in.
However, the same cannot be said for the Finns, as Ornlu can go ahead and continue to introduce the players here.
Yeah, so spawning here on the right flank for Team Finland, we have Veles as the orange Khmer. Pocket will be Zupi as the blue Goths. And the left flank will be the Max as the cyan Britons.
So the Finns have managed to keep the Britons for the last map. But the other civs which they're left with are not so desirable. We did see the TyRanTs taking the Vietnamese in the last game. They obviously wanted to come out strong in this one. And the same can't really be said for Finland. They've now stuck with the Goths, and they're now stuck with the Khmer in game number 5. Obviously, the Goths, the least desirable civ of all 31 civs, as they've been last picked consistently. Maybe you can talk, Ornlu, about why that is and what you think the Goths are going to be doing in this game.
Well, I would say that in a sort of more broad sense, the Goths are pretty much power crept in almost every single way by the Malay, who have they have a pretty much as good, and if not better, an infantry spam, but they also have an incredibly powerful eco bonus with the at faster age up. Goths, beyond that, they don't even have stone walls. They have really limited defensive capabilities. They don't have particularly good archers since they don't have thumb ring or arbalest. So they just have an incredibly limited tech tree. And if you can't get that Huskarl halberdier combo machine going, you're kind of weak.
You're kind of what? Sorry, you cut out right at the end there.
Oh, I said weak.
That sentence. There you go, weak. So that was funny. Like literally the last word just gone. I've got to say though, I'm looking at the mini map, and I'm thinking that Finland have got a stroke of luck here with the way that this map has spawned. Okay, your Goth player can't wall. Well, does your Goth player need to wall?
Mm-hmm.
Not in this case. he's already got a tree wall around the back of his base, and in the center of the map, there's a massive clump of trees, meaning that only his flanks need to wall, and he doesn't even have to build a single palisade this game with his current position. I think that's a pretty lucky map generation for the Finns once again, similar to that donut game where they seem to have the map generation working for them.
Yeah, that is incredibly fortunate. A single house will wall off the back of Zupi's base. So, yeah, he doesn't really need to build a single palisade this game.
Which is pretty huge.
Yeah, definitely. There's something I would like to say that's kind of in favor of Team TyRanT here, is that, in particular, Viper and Doubt are on civilizations that they are incredibly comfortable on, and I see them play a lot. Viper, of course, known for his loving ranged units and microing them. Ethiopians, obviously, their crossbowmen firing faster is quite deadly. And then Doubt, Doubt loves his Slavs, everyone knows that.
Yeah, and also as well, Viper going to be able to micro his crossbows quite nicely as well with the Ethiopians there. But I mean, just in general, the map does seem to look very nice for the Finns. It looks much more closed for them, whereas the map for the TyRanTs does seem a lot more open. You can already see the great lengths Viper's going to wall the back of his base, and obviously to wall the front as well is going to take quite a lot of resources and villager time, which at this level, all of those resources and all of that time just start to add up, and we should see the Finns here with, I think, quite a good start in this one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, you just look at the sort of gap between Tato and Doubt. It's just this huge open space with absolutely no cover. And, Doubt's going to try and come in with this men-at-arm rush, and probably towers as well, but he's not going to find any damage. Well, I mean, the tower might get something done, but the men-at-arms won't.
Push them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the tower might get on the wood line there, maybe. Oh! Less deleting the wall, and obviously that's to make space for the stable. Bear in mind, as the Khmer, he doesn't need to spend wood on a barracks, so he can just go straight with the stable here. Doubt doing man-at-arms right now. All Veles needs to do is buy himself some time. Let's see his point of view. He already knows the tower's on the way, so he's already got his own tower coming up in defense. And it looks like Veles is going to be in a good situation here on the right side versus Doubt, and Doubt will have to transition from these men-at-arms into something else feudal related, because he can't just sort of follow up without anything here. He has to really commit to feudal aggression with the map like this.
Also, we see Viper going for a pretty late feudal age. Going to be the last player to reach the feudal age this game, and he has 2 militia like on the right side of the center island, going on a trip, like just to the right of Veles's base.
Yeah, they're just going all the way around the map here. What's that about?
I guess they're just trying to get into Veles's base, but that's quite a trip.
Maybe looking for a hole or something as well. Yeah, I'm not sure, but at the moment, I'd say the Finns are off to a pretty good start, as we see that Max going down for 2 archery ranges. He's going to be quite a pivotal player in this game. Obviously, his crossbow are going to have great reach, and will be able to hit villagers from behind these wood lines at the edge of the map, which could be huge. And then what is Zuppy doing? He's currently doing a blacksmith and a market. Zuppy, with the FC coming through, maybe knights from him then.
I wouldn't even say knights, because he has a barracks. He would make a stable if he was going for knights. We're probably going to see him buy a castle.
Oh, yeah. No, you're totally right, of course. Is he really going to buy a castle, though?
I've seen it done. MBL did it once. Okay.
Well, that would be huge if he manages to pull that off. I just want to see, where are Veles's scouts here? Oh, he's going around the back side of his base. He's being chased down by Tato right now. It does seem like Finland are perhaps a little bit more on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, a couple archers, though, are coming to reinforce Veles from the other flank, and that will drive Doubt back and prevent the stable from falling, which is going to be pretty important.
Ready.
Absolutely. Tato right now, I mean, he's going down to the south of the map with his scouts. They're not going to be doing anything down there other than a bit of scouting, but I think he could be putting these scouts to better use right now, to be honest.
Nah, he's got to find the elephants. Gotta track them down.
And the goats, but... Oh, well, I don't know what that's about. Okay, Zuppy's up to castle first. Viper is up to castle quite soon behind. Obviously, you already mentioned that Viper didn't really make much military and feudal. He went up with a lot of villagers and quite late. But yeah, I mean, can Zuppy really buy a castle here? Is that really on the cards? He would need to buy 500 stone from the market.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have to spend any stone defensively on a tower, which is going to be really important, because otherwise he'd have to buy 700 stone. But, I mean, he's literally going to have to sell the rest of his bank. The day he's going to get a castle down. And Huskarls are good, man.
Yeah, they are. Especially if they're fast, because the only other player up to the castle age is Viper, and obviously Huskarls will hard counter crossbow, but still. Tato here, taking out a villager from Viles. We've even got Doubt coming around. I think Viles has missed an opportunity to wall the back of his base here. I think he should have done it.
Yeah.
You see the TyRanTs, they've all walled the back of their bases. No matter how big it is, they've walled it up. And this is why, because Tato and Doubt now both have an in to Viles's base, and they could even go for... oh, so close. Could even go for Zuppy, but he just kept the gate up quickly right here as well. But that's not going to hold for long.
Aren't you able to run through the gates? Like, the sides of Palisade gates?
So, I don't think so.
If
they could, they didn't.
Yeah.
But fortunately, Max is here to defend with the archers. He's on the way up to the castle age as well. There's not a lot he can do to defend from Viper right now. He's already in the castle age, so he's going to try and support his teammates instead. And looks like they'll clean that up quite comfortably and force Doubt and Tato away, giving Viles some space back. But
I'm staying on
yeah.
Zupi's POV, waiting for
Me
that
too.
stone buy.
He's not doing it, though. He's actually made a siege workshop on the left side, and he's making a mangonel right now. So he's going to try and get the big mangonel shot onto Viper's crossbow. Quick attack round, but he's going to be duped out by Viper there.
Viper's getting ballistics as well. I think just trying to go for just pure mangonels against the Viper is never really a winning strategy.
Also doing a second TC, so Zuppy almost with a bit of boom. It's just a strange strategy, isn't it? You don't see this often at all.
With good reason.
Yeah, by this I mean fast castle into mangonels from the pocket. But they'll keep the mangonel alive thanks to a repair villager from Max, which was sacrificed for the greater good, I suppose.
It was the first death for the Max this game.
Yeah, not bad, is it? It's a sacrificial lamb. Doubt, on the other hand, 2 kills and 10 deaths. He's not off to the best of starts, is he? But he is up to the castle age now, and he will be going for a knight from this stable.
Look at this stone wall from Tato. He's just like, get out, Doubt.
He just knows that Doubt's gonna die, so he's just got the wall up there just as a precautionary measure. Tato, though, as well, going for 2 siege workshops in the center of the map right now. Looks like he's going to be supporting with siege here, and since he's already behind into the castle age, they are going to have to get double the siege workshops down to try and keep up with mangonel production, as Zuppy already has 3 on the map.
Well, obviously, the Turks, known for their amazing mangonels, really just the best mangonel line in the game.
Oh yeah.
With no onager upgrade, no siege engineers.
But I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I don't know. Go for knights?
Yeah, maybe. Could be an idea.
Call me crazy.
Going for this... Oh, I love this. Zuppy's going for pikes as well, but he's probably expecting knights.
Because that's what a normal person would do.
Yeah, that's standard. Like we said earlier when we were talking about the Civ Dev, the Turks have, you know, some great knights, fully upgradable in the castle age. They can do fully upgraded cavalier as well. But yeah, they're going for mangonels. And Zuppy's pikes here, we'll see what they can get done in the end. 3 mangonels right now. Gap being closed by Tato, though. They've got to be very careful.
Nice mangonel hit there from Tato. Gonna get possibly no. Gonna get at least one throw. And it's going to be really hard to break Viper on this hill with this defensive tower.
Yeah, it will be. Also, Viper does have more military right now. Oh no, he doesn't actually. Sorry, I read that wrong. I looked at his villager count. He's actually behind in military compared to Max. And Max has Britain crossbows, so some kind of advantage there with the range. And then obviously Viper has the speed advantage. But look at this, we've got battle elephants from Viles as well. All 3 of the Finns pushing on this left side. The right side a ghost town at the moment, as they seem to be very caught up in pushing on the Viper.
Yeah, it's going to be essentially all 3 players from each team coming in on this right side. Doubt making knights, Less making the battle elephants.
And now we just need some more monks now. Zuppy can add monks, of course, and we've obviously got the Turk player adding monks as well. But, oh boy.
The Turks can have way better monks, though, than the Goths.
Don't you just feel this is really tense, though?
Oh,
like,
it's...
One bad fight now, and it's all over, and that's it?
Oh, yeah, no, this is insanely close.
But, like, the pressure on these players now not to mess it up is huge. What combination are you favouring right now? I mean, you've got to, in my opinion, favour the Finns with the Khmer battle elephants.
And the Britain crossbows.
Keep up with conversions. Yeah, exactly. Britain crossbows to snipe the monks. Britain crossbows to snipe the enemy mangonels if they get the chance. The battle elephants, which is superior to the Knights of Doubt. I mean, we did say that the Finns didn't really have the civs for this one, but we probably didn't anticipate the Goths making siege in monks, did we?
No, and I think this is a really smart play from Zupi here. You know, he's...
Also, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, obviously we were talking about how the Goths aren't the best civilization in team games, but I really enjoy seeing players do what their civilization is best at, like,
yes.
utilizing the strengths of their civilization instead of just trying to, you know, fit them into the strategy that they're not as good at.
Yeah, I completely agree. But they didn't have any other civs left anyway, so this works out really well, even still. I think they've come up with a pretty good combination of units, a pretty good strategy with the sort of, you know, scrapings at the bottom of the barrel here. Zuppy, though, I love the fact that he's adding a lot of pikes. You know, they're low-value units to target, but they have the potential to clean up any converted battle elephants quite quickly, and they've got no problem just running in kamikaze, trying to pick off mangonels and such, because they're, you know, they're a distraction. They're almost, you know, they're expendable. They're so cheap.
They're cannon fodder.
Yeah, exactly. Doubt also kind of being zoned out right now. He's out of position with his army. Tato's Xing it. Doubt's probably like, yeah, I know. I just can't do much with them as he got zoned. But Viper's up to Imperial, and that might be a big swing here for the Tyrants. They will get a bit of a power spike as Viper completes his Arbalest and Bracer upgrades.
Way ahead of the max, and once Viper gets those that Bracer upgrade, he's going to have significantly faster firing Arbalests because he also has Thumb Ring. Brits, of course, do not get Thumb Ring.
Yes. And
the range will be equal for the time in which the Max is still researching Imperial Aid. So he can force an engagement, which is...
That he can.
Huge.
Question is, though, battle elephants. If they don't get enough
That's not a question.
Battle elephants... Well, I guess, okay, the actual question is, do the battle elephants allow them to hold that push?
I don't think so, especially since we don't have the second armor upgrade for Veles.
Okay, if he gets the second armor upgrade on his battle elephants, can they hold that push?
It's going to be close, right? I mean, this is so tense.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Max isn't that far behind in Imperial. They know that Viper's already in, and they've not really fallen back that far. They might try and fall back to this hill a little bit. Maybe Zuppy should delete that house. But yeah, right now, the Finns have already moved out to the left of the map. They've secured that. Doubt's trying to raid there, though. You will get a few villagers. But no one's moved out to the far east to get gold for the Tyrants yet. That could be a
Can he deny the
problem
TC from the Max? No.
Did he? Oh. No.
Bit of Doubt APM right there.
So in the center of the map...
Oh! Sorry, huge Mangonel hit. 2 for O. Zupi getting 2 Mangonels of Tato for free.
Oh, I missed that, I think. But that's actually huge, because they really need to delay this push as much as they can. And obviously taking the Mangonels out neutralizes quite a large threat. Max is going to hold on to his hill for now, but he's fighting crossbow versus Arbalest. Not ideal. There go the battle elephants, though. Mangonel shot from Tato, potentially uphill, but he's going to get out. Okay. Good. Finn's on the back foot here, though, and running out of space to build as well.
Yeah, again, the crossbowmen for the Max, even once they get their Bracer upgrade in, they might have the range, but just in a straight-up fight, so long as the Viper can fire, he is firing like a good 20% faster, I believe, at that point.
Yes.
Which is just going to be a huge advantage. Now Viper has the hill. This is huge for TyRanT.
Yeah, they're going to work their way in towards Zuppy's base now. Zuppy's going to have to bring all the villagers off the wood line. and just going to have to try and stay on the gold as much as he can, but that's about to get raided. Max is picking off a lot of these, or a few of these Arbalest though, as a small group goes to the right side looking for some more raiding. TyRanT now really pulling ahead here, and that fast Imperial time from the Viper, absolutely critical to their success.
Yeah, and what I think is going to be just as important is Dowd is, a good half of an Imperial Age upgrade time ahead of the less. 50 villagers to 58, so Dowd is going to be behind in the villager count, but he is going to have a faster Imperial Age than his counterpart, and will be able to storm in with those Cavalier.
Yeah, I would say though, Viper is about to lose a lot of Arbalest here. This tower and the battle elephants. He's done a bit of eco raiding, but like you say, Velez still has the villagers compared to Doubt. He still has the advantage even after the raiding of Viper. So Viper losing his whole army there, obviously not so good.
Sorry.
Okay.
West side of the map, we have a huge night raid from Doubt. I'm going to take down this TC from Zuby, and killing a lot of villagers in the process, of course.
Yeah, I've seen this going on for a while. What time are you at, by the way?
33:44.
Okay, I'm at 33:50, so yeah, he's gonna get that TC up in flames. And Zuppy's been making fights, but it's not been enough to defend this yet. And the TC's still been going down, and the villagers are still being lost. So they are out here, which is great, but they're not holding on to this area very well. No,
at least they have reclaimed control of their hill. That's kind of in the front of Zupi and the Max's base, which is, they cannot lose control of that again, I think.
Yeah, I agree. If they can hold that hill, they can have a much better chance of holding this aggression. There are now Rams in the mix, but fortunately Zuppy has the Mangonels to try and deal with that. But yeah, TyRanT able to push them right back, do a little bit of eco damage, and then the push was returned. So we'll see how this develops now. I'd say, it's actually still pretty damn close at this stage of the game.
Yeah, 100%. And, we say all the time, what is the hard counter to Britons? The Siege Ram.
Sorry, what is Viper doing with all these villagers out here? Did he try and build a... Oh, he tried to build a mining camp to the far west of the map, but maybe he didn't realize that they were out there?
That is a lot of idle time.
A huge amount of idle time. And if Viper wants to go and get gold, he's got to go a long way to the far east of the map here.
Yeah, whereas, his teammates are already safely mining gold.
Yeah, meanwhile, in Viper's town, Viper's actually out of gold right now. This is huge. He's actually making scuns. He's got no gold for Arbalest production.
That is really huge. This is why you need to set up the gold at the edges of the map in advance of your opponents. Or in advance of running out of gold, rather.
He is going to get some more cannon fodder from Zuppy, though. Zuppy's okay with this, by the way. He signed up for this. But yeah, I mean, this is why I was highlighting this earlier on, that Finland were moving out to the edge much sooner. Admittedly, Doubt was spending a lot of time attacking this with his knights and denying it, but ultimately they have locked it down. And yes, Tato and Doubt are out on the east of the map, but like I say, Viper's out of gold, and you don't want to be out of gold here. And oh my goodness, Max with a huge raid on that wood line, killing tons of villagers. Viper's got the least villagers in the game right now.
Yeah, and I honestly think probably Doubt's been the unsung hero for TyRanT this game. He has just constantly been harassing his opponent's economy, like all three of the Finnish players, getting a ton of villager kills in the process.
I agree, and I think the reason for that is because, well, he's kind of out-damaged, outclassed by the Finns on the left side, right? He can't really do much against the battle elephants with knights, and certainly not against these Arbalest either. Right now, though, Viper's being chased down. He's going to lose what little army he does have. Taut's going to head over here to try and help out, and obviously there's some monks from Tato as well. Can't help but feel Tato's been quite quiet. Has he been slinging, perhaps?
Yeah, he's been slinging.
He has, and he's been slinging Doubt, I imagine.
No, he's been slinging Viper.
Oh, he's slinging Viper as well. Okay.
So Viper's out of gold, so...
yeah, well, I think he slinged Doubt initially, but now he's slinging Viper.
Yeah. Oh, this is such a bad engagement for Viper, fighting uphill.
Yeah, huge fight there. Even with the Max having the slower fire rate, just having the elephants there as well, and having the hill gives them the advantage. And well, Doubt's going to move back out to the edge of the map. Going to look to raid once again at the TCs, but there's a lot of pikes ready and waiting.
Yeah, and Zach, we have 69 military for the Max right now, which is just massive.
69 arbalest as well, a Britain arbalest, 10 range, able to pick off units from a long way back, and obviously with the support of the battle elephants, that's huge. The Cavalier coming in again though. And I feel like Finland are about to take the lead in this game.
Yeah,
Oh no, but Doubt, like as you said, the unsung hero, raiding at the back.
Yeah, there's
damage he's done to Velez.
Yeah, like I said, Doubt, he's just been everywhere with these Cavalier this game. His KD is quite good, but most of those kills from Doubt are villagers.
Yes, keeping that Finnish economy suppressed. And at the moment, I say the villager counts overall were a little bit in favor of TyRanT, actually.
Yeah, and like I said, this has just been really impressive unit movement from Doubt, just always striking where the Finnish army isn't.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. And the Finns haven't really capitalized on that enough, because they've not really done that much damage to Viper. They've not really gone in and hit his eco at all. Meanwhile, their own economies are being raided quite hard, and now they're having to do a pretty big reaction to these Cavalier in the south of the map. Well,
yeah.
I think Doubt feels very much like the MVP of this game so far.
And, I mean, I would not say this game is over in the slightest, but I would say that if TyRanT does win this, I'd say that Doubt is the MVP of the series. I think he's played extremely well in all 3 games they won, not minus the game that he almost got defeated.
Yeah, that one game, but I mean, what could he do, really?
Yeah.
So on the left side now, Viper's heading out there with some arbalest. It seems like he's set his gather point over there. A couple of rams as well. But obviously these 2 war elephants or battle elephants giving them the vision. They know it's coming. And Velez is Imperial now as well, by the way. If he didn't just lose so much eco, he could potentially have done elite elephants, but he's got to go with Cavalier instead for now.
And, well, that's honestly probably going to end up being worse than what Doubt's doing. Not because the Khmer Cavalier are any worse than the Slav Cavalier, but rather because Doubt has the better farming eco as the Slavs, which you cannot, underestimate at this point in the game.
So they're going to have a hard time defending the left side of the map versus the Archers of Viper. Meanwhile, though, there is a raid going on the east of the map as well, with the Max sending his Arbalest over there. But yeah, I'm a little concerned for the Finns now on the left side. They aren't able to defend with pikes alone. They need some support here.
Yeah, obviously ranged units of any kind are going to deal with pikes quite well, and even if they just keep the villagers holed up in the town centers, there's really not going to be a whole lot that Team Finland can do, because this is all of their gold income.
And Team Finland have played so well this game, though. I feel like they've done such a good job to make the best of their situation. I just think maybe now Zuppy needs to consider something else. Like, pikes are just not going to cut it in this game. He needs something else here.
The Max is buying a castle. He's building it on that hill.
Max is actually... Okay. Max buying a castle... I'm not so happy about that, to be honest.
I mean, Yeoman's going to be nice, Trebs are going to be nice, but... I mean, Conscription's going to be nice, but that's a huge investment.
I'd rather have Zuppy build the castle and make Huskarls this game.
Yeah.
Because Viper's Arbalest are really a problem right now. He cannot do anything against them, and he can't catch the Cavalier with his pikes either because it's such an open map. Doubt just has to run away.
Yeah, we do see the Finland team trying to do the, return the favor, so to say, and are raiding Team TyRanT's gold island.
Oh
but
no, Max!
It's so much less effective, and the Max is losing so many Arbalest to this TC fire.
What's he doing? That really hurts. Yeah, I mean, Velez did send some Cavalier, but he doesn't have nearly enough compared to Doubt, and that is in part due to the eco raiding, and in part due to Doubt's economy bonus.
And in part due to guard tower from Tato.
Oh, damn! Well, if they win the game, we know why. That guard tower.
But, like, actually worth mentioning, Tato is in the Imperial Age.
That he is. That makes 3 players out of 3 for TyRanT. Only 2 of the Finnish players in the Castle Age, Imperial Age. And of course, we basically got Zuppy just donating kills to the enemy team right now with his pikes.
But look at this position from the Max with his Arbalests in the eastern island of gold. Right in
so I'm looking at the west right now because there's a big fight there as well.
Oh,
Max
yeah.
is going to kill all of Viper's Arbalest there.
Are they?
Did he do well on the east as well?
Yeah, he got his Arbalest in like this little nook.
Yeah, I see that. That's insane. But the guard tower pushed him away.
Exactly. Guard towers, man.
Man, Max is such a good player. He just took down all of Viper's Arbalest on the east. He just took down all of the Cavalier from Doubt on the Arbalest on the west, and the Cavalier on the east. But Viper's now coming for a vengeance.
This is pretty game-winning.
I think that's the game right there.
Yeah, obviously we were so focused on what's going on in the east and west, but Viper just storming down the center of the map with a ton of siege rams, just flattening the Max's base. Lost the castle.
They have no answer to the siege rams, and they have no answer to Viper's Arbalest right now. This combination of rams and Arbalest is too much for them to handle. What can Zuppy do?
Yeah, now Doubt's storming in with pikemen, and Vles has 1 military. Now 0 military.
Where is that? Oh, on the far... Wow, yeah, the far east. Alright. Well, that looks like a shut case then.
Yeah,
The TyRanTs are going to take the win in a very quick turn of events. I think Zuppy needed the castle. I think Zuppy needed the skulls.
I told you, Zach.
It wasn't to be.
You just go fast castle into buying the castle. It would have won.
If only. Wow, well played to TyRanT there in game number 5. They will clinch the victory with a 3-2 scoreline as they get that last win right there. And once again, another 3-2 versus Finland in this tournament. Finland are eliminated. TyRanT will go through to the grand finals to face Aftermath once again.
And that's just the match we've all been waiting for, right?
Yeah, I hope to see a good rematch there. For those of you who don't know, Aftermath did get a 3-0 victory versus TyRanT in the round robin stage. But right now, I mean, credit to Finland. They've consistently taken games from TyRanT, and they've consistently got their 2 wins. They just haven't been able to get the last one. But they looked close. They looked like they were certainly in a good position that game.
Yeah, I think
TyRanT just overwhelmed them.
It was up to a certain point where Finland was looking really good, but I think Doubt's rating just dismantled Vles and Zupi too much to really allow them to get to the Imperial compositions that they wanted.
Yeah, I do think that if this had gone to like the post-Imperial, then it would have been favoring the TyRanTs anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that the lack of Huskarl was kind of costly, because if you look at the KD of Zuppy,
I was literally just about to say
226 deaths. All he was contributing to that game was cannon fodder. And if, Max managed to buy a castle and build it on this hill, which immediately died to Viper's Rams. But if Zuppy had done that castle 10, 20 minutes earlier, maybe even more, and actually made some Huskarls, it could have been a different story altogether.
Yeah, and, I said it like sort of as a joke, but we have seen MBL go for the castle drop, just buying the castle. You start with 200 stone. It's not like NotSocotra where you have 20 stone. And that hill was such an important defensive position that TyRanT was able to take in the early Imperial Age for Viper. And that did a ton of eco damage as well. So, if they had that castle there, that never would have happened.
Yeah, I agree. That castle would have essentially stopped Viper's push entirely.
Yeah.
They only had mangonels at that point as well, so they wouldn't have been able to rush it down.
No trebs.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have had their own castle. So it could have been a game changer if Zuppy had done that. And I know you like say you were kind of only half being serious, but you gotta agree that Huskarls would have been much more versatile that game than pikes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, yes, pikes were great against the Slav cavalry at defending this western side, but the cavalry just could run away. They could just find another angle of attack, like, I don't know, Veles's economy, for example. And things just started to snowball out of control.
And, we see a lot of complaints about battle elephants. I'm certainly one who is part of that complaining, because obviously battle elephants are just so population efficient. But, you really have to take into consideration that they are just such slow units. and the Cavalier were just able to strike wherever the battle elephants and then the arbalests, which are also quite slow, wherever they were not.
Yes, exactly. And we saw that very, very clearly. Doubt with his Cavalier was nowhere to be seen on that left side. You know, he brought them in there for a minute. He saw what Finland had on the field, and he got the hell out.
He noped out of that one.
Yeah, I'm not having anything to do with that. I'm going to do my own thing. And, you know, then we can give credit to Viper and Tato because they essentially were 3v2 on the left side. Not only did they hold, but they also pushed as well. Thanks to Viper having the faster Imperial time and obviously having no castle on the hill from Zuppy. But there you go, guys. The achievements being shown on screen now. You can see the KDs up there. Viper with 300 kills, 200 deaths. Very good going. Most of those kills, of course, being Zuppy's pikes, generously donated to the snake. And yeah.
But look at those 89 buildings raised. Like,
oh, wow. Yeah, those rams at the end. Just probably where 90% of that came from.
No, like, you know, the game was like super close, and then just we checked back to the middle, and Viper's just flattened the entire base of the max.
Well, Viper recognized that there was nothing there to deal with the rams. You know, Velest never got a big number of battle elephants because the monks kept his production down. And then by the time he'd switched into Cavalier, it was kind of too late. He didn't really have many knights to upgrade. He didn't really have much production, and he just kind of failed to really get enough units together to clean that up.
And again, I guess just in seeing this, I have to give even more credit to Doubt because he only received 840 resources of Sling, which is not much at all. Viper obviously receiving about 12k. In the economy tab.
Yeah, Viper did get quite a lot, actually.
So Doubt was able to get all of that done with pretty much no sling.
Yeah, really good. I thought he got a bit more sling, to be honest, but obviously Viper was the target. Probably more because Viper had no gold. That was an issue for him at some point there. Yeah. But there we go, guys. 3-2 to TyRanT. They will take it. They will be facing Aftermath in the final for a best of 7, and that will be coming up, I believe, next weekend. I'll have a date and time for you eventually, and I'll let you know as soon as I know. I'll put an announcement up on Discord or something. Feel free to join the Discord server. The link is in the chat.
Why not? I'll put out my own Discord in the chat.
Do it. And yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been quite a long stream, actually. 5 hours to get that best of 5.
Wow.
About an hour a game. It's quite a long series, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the games themselves were quite long, except for game number 4.
Yes, that's true. And thank you, Ornlu, for casting with me. It's good.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. It's always fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's better than doing it alone.
Oh, yeah. Definitely would not have... I think the energy to cast a series this long and still be alive at the end.
It's quite a challenge. So I'm going to go and get some food right now. It's been a long day. I wish you all a good night. Hopefully you enjoyed the games. Go follow Ornlu as well. His link is in my chat. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I'm probably not going to be able to stream too much in the next weeks because I have a lot of work to do for this upcoming Age of Empires tournament, which we're hosting with Microsoft. And I have a lot of work to do on the tutorial videos for my YouTube channel as well. So
those have been looking good, by the way. Nice production on those.
Thank you. I'll try and keep that up. I just need to get my head down. Obviously, I was away in Italy this week. And now we have the tournament just around the corner, so there's a lot that needs to be done for that. And I'm sure I'll find time to get everything done eventually.
Yeah, so, you know, thanks again, Zach, for having me on. I'm going to head off myself. So,
cool.
Yeah, see you around.
Well, have a good night, and we'll see you everyone.